And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition of the Code for Giants Cup. Code for Giants Cup number 18, your bi-weekly dose of Brazilian StarCraft. I'm, of course, your host, Live VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in chat, by my plushies as well. Welcome one and all to a back-to-back edition of Brazilian StarCraft, I should say. Yesterday, of course, we were live. We were live with Amantes de StarCraft. We just, of course, wrapped up, and now we are here. We are back with Code for Giants Cup. Amantes is a monthly tournament. Code for Giants Cup is a bi-weekly tournament instead. Here we go. Open signups are available, of course, and a big shout out to Cosmos, aye, papi, Cosmos, for organizing the event, for hosting, for casting, as well as we settle into our tournament. Let's go. As a reminder, this is going to be a replay cast. Again, this event occurred last week, and we were busy otherwise casting Alima League. Alima League was our priority at the time, so we're catching up on events that we did miss out on in the previous weeks to keep the content going, to keep on the non-stop StarCraft. Let's go, baby, let's go. As I said, Lynn, a big shout out to Draconics. Oh my god, gracias, papi, gracias. God, thank you so much for subscribing. Gracias, papi, gracias. Do appreciate it so much. I hope you enjoy the content, hope you enjoy the emotes, hope you enjoy the replays as well. We do hand out replays to our subscribers in our Discord server, so you can gain benefits that way if you wish. Otherwise, thank you so much for all your support as we get ready for a day of StarCraft. I see Sando as well. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Shema, to all Shema. Frost, the first quacker for today's broadcast. Also good to see you. Good to see you as well. And again, we were able to feature a plethora of players last night. So the best of the best in all of Brazil. Here, weekly tournament open to all, which means we get to feature some of the other players here in Brazil, like Tatagiba and Elevolts. We have a ZBD to kick things off, and we will be jumping right on into game number 1. Let's go. Jumping into our ZVT. And game 1 is going to be on Whispers of Gold. And I hope you'll have a great weekend as well. It's bright and early here on a Saturday. Oh, actually, my apologies. I have to... Un momento. My apologies here. I just realized I have to turn back on our UI, as we did not have them previously for yesterday's Warcraft 3 broadcast, if you recall. True. There we go. Beautiful. As we are jumping into our fresh series. But again, last time we were live with the Warcraft the Evolution mode, which was honestly a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It was definitely very refreshing as well. It took a couple of games and a couple of matches to actually get the swing of things and to actually, you know, get a better understanding as to the dynamics of the races and the dynamic of the mod. But we got there, and it was, yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Aha. Let's go as we are jumping into our best of 3 and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Whispers of Gold. We have the Brazilian Zerg player, the purple Zerg for the Platinum Heroes. It is Tatagiba. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Brazilian Terran player, the red Terran. It is Elevolts. I understand like a third of what they're saying. Like, there's a couple of words here and there that are similar to that of Spanish, but yeah, I don't fully understand Portuguese, unfortunately. Regardless, we are going to be settling in to our lovely ZVT. Tatagiba, coming into this, is one of the stronger Zerg players in the Brazilian region here. Of course, when we think of Brazilian Zerg players, we think of players like Erik, we think of the Zerg Lord, for example, we think of Dorminocco, and also Tatagiba. Tatagiba just under them. For now, though, Hatch Gaspool. Now, coming into the series, Tatagiba, he is honestly known for being hyper aggressive, for being very cheesy as well. Very cheesy, very aggressive player. I'm curious to see how he will approach this matchup. Typically, that's how he approaches at least some of the other bigger GMs, but Elevolt is more of an amateur player stepping into this, so the pressure is going to be on the Terran. The pressure is going to be on the Terran here to bounce back. Let's go. Let's go. All good, man. Thank you. You're welcome. All good. as now we're going for our Rex Expand. Economic Opener here out of Elevolts, going for the CC on the high ground though, which I think makes perfect sense, especially against a player like that Tagiba, who again is going for a gasless opener, going for a much faster third. Greed here out of our purple Zerg, not too much aggression. Lings are on the way, Queens as well, but Last is setting up for a faster third instead. Elevolts is playing very safe, overly safe considering what he's up against. So very safe play here, as the Reaper does move out. Reaper does move out across the map, looking to try to poke in, try to get a read on what's going on. So far, Tagiba looking solid. Oh. Yeah, happily droning, happily saturating. Mining is going to be denied here, and the Lings are not quite in position. They're actually moving out. Yeah, they're moving out across the map instead. Alas, the Queen does pop, and the Reaper is forced back. So far so good. Tagiba, he does maintain his position. Oh, Tumor is exposed, but alas, it should be safe. Oh no! Ooh, the Tumor does survive. Reaper gets out. Back across the map, the Lings, they check the natural location here. There's nothing to actually nibble upon. The CC is safe on the high ground, and we're setting up for a third CC before Starport. So economic build here by Elevolts, getting into that third CC. Hasn't lost his Reaper yet, and will soon be expanded. Again, it's going to be a delayed expansion and delayed saturation just because of the overly safe opener here out of Elevolts, but he'll get there. He'll catch up. Likewise, Tagiba going to be opening up with his second choice for a Roach Warren. Okay, this makes sense considering, remember, gasless opener. Gasless opener initially, so gases are just now being taken. It's too late to invest into link speed, so it's going to be a Roach-based opener instead out of Tagiba. So it's going to be those Roaches. Reaper pulling back. Reaper does pull away. Natural's not being taken. Starport just now finishing up, and interesting, there's no tech lab, so despite going for a third CC into Starport, no Banshee transition out of this. Armory's on the way instead. 3cc Hellbat push. Interesting. I mean, it is still an economic build here out of Elevolts, but it does have a bit of a twist to things. This is going to be quite committed, and we'll see what he can get done. We'll see what damage he can get here across the map. Oh, he's let's go. They're talking to Cosmos. Let's go. For those who don't know, Cosmos, he actually is a part of a band. He's a part of a band. He does music as well. I think that's what kind of they're referring to. They're talking about dancing. Let's go. Here we go. Elevolts does push. Does move out. Cosmos, a man of many talents. Many talents. Hellbats have arrived. Alas, plenty of Queens. Roach is now in production, and I mean, we have Roach Queen to defend. We should be fine. If we had Lings to defend, I mean, then I'd be concerned. But Roach is a trade very well against this, and the Hellbat push is going to be completely shut down. Unfortunately, Elevolts had no idea it was going to be a Roach-based opener until he had moved out, and he's forced back. And with that, Tagiba, he's in a beautiful position. He's droning up, now saturating his base. You could argue that he overmade Roaches. True, you could argue that he did make maybe too many Roaches here to defend, but regardless, just playing it safe here and now can saturate. Meanwhile, Elevolt's going for a Hellion drop into the main. Going for his own Hellion drop. Likewise, races back home with his bio. Behind this, now going for a delayed Banshee production. Interesting. It's going to be delayed. And because that might be a surprise, Hellions, they bust in. They roast up some of these drones. 5 drones going down. Very nice damage. Oh no! Ooh, the full medevac! Oh, the full medevac goes down. He lifted up at the wrong moment, and with that, Tagiba, he does lose 5 workers, but that's 5 workers for 4 Hellions and 1 medevac. That is worth it here. I mean, ideally would have lost nothing, but regardless, a rough loss for Elevolts. Behind this, just saturating more bases, getting to 1-1 upgrades, committing into Roach Ravager. And Elevolts, he's going to have to recover here. I mean, there's potential with the Banshees, but again, these are going to be far later. So later Banshee production. And the Banshee is revealed clearing a creep. But Banshees will at least keep Elevolts safe from a Roach counterattack, as there's limited anti-air. Behind this, double eBay, second factory already. Interesting. That's quite a bit of production here out of Elevolts, and again, it doesn't really have the economy to necessarily sustain all of that production either. But it's going for that second factory. Is gearing up. Saturating his bases. Tank production has somewhat begun. And we'll see what Tatagiba goes from here. Here, he could go for like a 3-base max out. He could just max out on Roach Ravager and go for like a 1-1 or a 2-2 timing. The link speed is a little bit telling, though, that potentially Tatagiba wants to think further ahead and going to Ling Bane Roach Ravager instead to throw down a Bailey Nest and start melee upgrades thereafter. He has options. Otherwise, he could take a 4th base. He could try to take up in towards Hydras and Lurkers. True, that's also a possibility here. And there's the Bailey Nest. Again, Ling Speed did scream Ling Bane, so Bailey Nest is also on the way. And we should be soon working towards melee upgrades instead of +2. We'll see if we invest into +2 or not. But it is going to be Ling Bane Roach Ravager. Yeah, and there it is. Melee upgrades are on the way. So working towards that Ling Bane transition. Which means he's getting a 4th base, going to be droning, going to be saturating. The 4th base is late for the Zerg player, so Tatagiba, he is going to be stumbling his way into a longer game state. This is going to allow Elevolts to actually macro up and actually look to almost outproduce. He's up in SCVs plus mules. 4 CC is on the way. I'm loving the safety turrets as well. Turrets are in position in case there are tunneling claw roaches. So we'll keep this area safe. Looking quite secure. And is just doubling down here on mass marauder production or mass buy production. And again, this is why I did point out that the second factory was too early. Like we can't really produce from it at the moment. So it's just a little bit early for Elevolts. From here, still building up. Now trying to squeeze out a couple of Widow Mines. For his own double drop. And it looks like we're just going to be turtling up. Yeah, we're just going to chill, just going to turtle up. We're just going to defend here on 4 bases, wall up as well. From the side of Tatagiba, I would say that he needed to be a little bit more greedy. He's just now joining up, and he's been on 3-base saturation for far too long. The joining has been lackluster for Tatagiba. Very lackluster. Let's poke in. Let's poke in. Spire is on the way. So I assumed we were going to be committing to like Ling Bane Roach Ravager into Hive Tech into Ultras. But no, it's going to be towards Spire instead. Towards potentially Broodlords or Mass Muta. I would be opposed to Mass Muta against this kind of army. But it could take up towards Broodlords. So stars move out. Ling Bane going to be diving in. So far, no major connections on the bio. Tanks, they do go down, but the rings, they survive. They race back. Decent cleanup here from Tatagiba. At the same time, double jump into the main. Catching up more queens. 5-star portrait. Wait, what? I was looking for the Marauder switch, but he's getting 5 starports and a fusion core. What's going on? I think what's crazy to me is that it's 5 starports at the 4th base. Like, it's all like, it could all just be, he's going mass lib? Okay. Okay. Alright, let's go. This I was not expecting. But I'm concerned just because the production here is exposed. I mean, speaking of that, the Gibby is making his way across the map. Distracted by the drop. Good distraction so far here. By Elevolts. Oh! Medevac going to be forced back. And Medevac is going to be shut down. Behind this, massing up more Liberators, getting into 2-2. Widow Mines as well. I mean, Libs, they can be okay here, I suppose. It's just... okay. We could just react to them out, I mean, but sure. Fusion core is done. Once again, the entire army gets distracted by 4 Marines. Some nice distraction here. Meanwhile, big shout out to Holy Lime 23 in the chat, subscribing with Twitch Prime for 2 years. 2 years of support. Thank you, Poppy. Thank you. God. Thank you so much for your support. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Always, always. As Elevolts does attempt to move out. Not quite ready for this though. Where's the freedom? Where's the liberation? We need some freedom, Poppy. Oh my god. Playing with fire. Lingbane Road Ravager going to be forced back. Ultra production has begun, which is what we assumed we'd be heading into. So Lingbane Road Ravager into Ultra. A couple of Corruptors as well. Liberators that have arrived. May not be moving out. Oh no! As the tanks are going to be left behind. The Rocks is still up and running. The tanks in the Sim City. He can't get out. He cannot chase. We need the tanks. There you go. The freedom has arrived. Break out the tanks, Mappy. Does he notice? No, he's still up. He still doesn't notice. Let them be free. Ah, no. Oh, there we go. Tanks that get broken out. Let's rotating over towards that center base. He's rotating over, setting up. Has a pretty decent army here, pretty comparable army even. Liberation is set. There's that one Ultra, still a lot of fire though. Yeah, Bailey's they crash into the tanks. Marines, they do spread. And can they deal with this army? They can. They break through the roaches. One Bailey connects towards the end. Liberators go down. And this is what I was waiting for. Mass BC transition here for Elevolt. He's crazy. Going mass BC. Let's go. Now this makes kind of more sense. Kind of. As Elevolt, he will lose his entire army here. Does bring down the expansion. But we need to get everything up and running here. We have the money. There we go. There we go. Just making 5 BCs at a time. Massing up more Bio, more Widow Mines. 3-3 finishing up. +1 ship weapons on the way. Good mine shot. Widow Mine shots going up. Ooh, brutal connections. Yeah, Lings are going down. So far, decent hold. Corruptors, they try to camp the production. He did notice those tech labs. And we need more Corruptors. We're gonna need some more Corruptors here. As so far, there are 13. I say more Corruptors, ideally Spellcasters, whether it's Infestor or Infestor. There we go, Infestors are on the way. Neural would assist, as Neural has not been researched. But again, Neuraling those BCs would be a good way to deal with them, to help deal with them, I should say. As Elevolt, he's still building up. He's now maxed out. You could argue that he could do with some more BCs. I think he only has 5. Yeah, only 5. Not the ideal count. Ooh, BC takes a lot of hits. And already first BC forces teleport away. Again, the BCs, they need support. And they're going to be shut down. First BC falls. And the Corruptors, they just break on through. The Ultras as well. There's just nothing here. There's nothing here to defend. The other BCs, they still hadn't popped out. No, they were still coming. And these are 0-0 BCs as well. True. They have 0-0. They just melt before the Corruptors. I was worried there wouldn't be enough, but I mean, only for like 2 BCs at a time. Now 3 BCs at a time. Plenty of anti-air. What? That's the microbial strat. Let's go. Oh my god. Mine shot's going off. Elevolt, he's holding. He's holding. He attacks across the back. He saves the BCs. Does save them. Does teleport. Yamato is not available. Ooh. No Yamato. Going for the expansion. Oh, they teleport. Oh, barely back at home. 8 HP BC. Barely do save it. Yeah, level T out of bank. He can and will rebuild. Things they attempt to run by. They force a response. Remember, there's no neural. The base will go down. Not bad. Expansion falls. Ultras, oh, they are denied. Decent fungal. But there's no follow-up. And Infestor falls as well. Tatagiba, he's in trouble. He's broke. He has no money. He's long distance mining. He's stuck on a 3-base economy. He never rebuilt that triangular third. Never rebuilt his 4th base. And Tatagiba, he's in trouble. Elevator snowballing out of control. Moving out with mass BC. Now with Ghost behind this. He's doing it, Pappy. Let's go. It was a bit of a chaotic game and a chaotic way to get here, but we got here. It's all good. We got here in the end. As Cetaphon, what is it? There's 6 Corruptors, 3 Ultras, no Spellcasters. In a head-on fight, we do favor Elevolts. But now he's backing off. He's getting 2-2 upgrades. A little bit paranoid. Honestly, Elevolts, he doesn't need to play safe, but he doesn't know how far ahead he is. The longer this goes on, the better it's going to be for Tatagiba, as Tatagiba, he's recovering. But it's going to take a long road. It's going to take a long time. Long time to recover. Still no Yamato, by the way. Which is crazy. Oh. Does it teleport? Does teleport back home. Still no repairs? That 1 BC still at 8 HP. Repair, Matthew. Oh my god. We have the money for it. We have 1. Oh, no, never mind. I was like, yo, we pulling the boys to repair? No, no. You just ignore the BC that's barely taped together. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. My army takes a lot of hits. So Fire was just trading out his Marines, replacing them with more BCs, just mass BC. And again, he is up 50 supply. But as time goes on, we're getting into +1 air attack. We have Neural being resourced as well. 6 more Corruptors. Like again, like that Tatagiba is getting a greater army. He's still behind, but he's like slowly clawing his way back in. Elevolts is being very passive. You know, the main armies, they will clash. Still no Yamato. It's kind of crazy. Still no Yamato. Decent trade against the Corruptors. 1 BC goes down. Like, Yamatos will punish this so hard when it comes to the retreat. Or even the initial engage. As they're building up to 9, soon to be 12 BCs. 12 battle cruisers. Still getting there. Scuttling in with a winter mine. Not quite connecting. This is a bit of a more expensive kind of trade here, throwing away these Marauders, but okay. Yeah, it's not the game he's maxed. Again, again, Elevolts, he was up 50, he was up at one point 70 supply. But he's just been very, very passive here. Very tentative to move out. No shot that Tatagiba wins this game. Honestly, he might. Like, he's got so many Corruptors. He's got 26. 26 Corruptors. Neural is done. We have more Infestors on the way. Elevolts, has he given his opponent too much time here? Especially with that Yamato. Like, we'll see. Main armies are going to engage. BCs, they a bit of miscontrol teleporting the army. That means that all these Vikings as their support. But despite that, it looks like the BCs, they should still be enough. Oh no, Neural! They try to fungal. BCs, they hold their own. Again, it was a very messy fight. Very messy. Elevolts, he is plummeting in supply. No shot. Yeah, he plummets. He will lose this. Or will he? Up, up. Does plummet, but last, it looks like the BCs, they will win in the sky. But there's 16 more Corruptors on the way. No shot. Elevolts. No shot. He was so far ahead in this game. So far ahead. Ultras, they get into the middle line. 17 SCVs going down. Corruptors, they clean up what little's left. Now we get Yamato being researched. Like Yamato, like Elevolts, Papi, you were doing so well. You had this game in the bag. Oh my god. Yeah, as every Viking's gonna go down. We have a couple of ghosts trickling in. BC's trying to hold their own. Tatagiba, again, he recovered. He got up to 82 drones. We spoke about it. Too passive, Papi. Oh my god. We'll teleport away. We'll get the mineral line, true. Corruptors forced to respond. This is going to be a one-way trip here for these BCs, and unfortunately, they're not within range of the drones. No, they're not within range. And they just teleported, so there's no teleport available. They have a Yamato, I suppose. And they're still trading well, but they're going to be shut down. Elevolts. Bringing down another expansion. The mineral line is safe. Yo, are there too many Corruptors? Okay. Is there too much anti-air? There's 4 Ultras on the way, though. Outside of a ghost-based army. There are some ghosts. True. Oh, but they need support. They need support. Drop into the main. 15 drone kills. Oh, they try to stim in. They're going to get shut down. He has to retreat, has to pull back. Still holding his own. Still has a more efficient army, true. As long as it doesn't get caught on siege. No shot. The tanks, they get caught on siege. The Lings, they rush in. Oh, get away. Snipes get cancelled. Mindshot has potential. Technically, Elevolts can win this fight, but everything has to go well for him. Just to move forward. He gets some snipes off. 2 snipes on the Ultra. Oh no, the rings they get thrown away. Yeah, a bit of miscontrol here from Elevolts. And Tatagiba, he will clean this up. He shuts down the tanks, the bio, the everything. And Tatagiba, he has done it. I mean, the Cloak Ghosts, they're helping, true. They are helping. Doing what they can, no detection. Get in there, Pat. Oh no. Yeah, detection has arrived. Taking down the final ghost. We're getting back into mass BC. True, the Corruptor count is low. Neural was researched earlier, of course. There's that Neural. Nice mine shot. Mine shot going up. Massing up more BC. Now, this mass BC, like, quote-unquote, like, switch here from Elevolts has a lot of potential. As long as we're able to get into the economy, though. That's the biggest problem here, is that Tatagiba, he has proper mining. He has proper saturation. There were opportunities here to punish this earlier. Oh, Legs, they flood in. Nice follow here on the fire. Snipes going up. Oh, no, the ghosts! Get out of here! They're being chased down. Two ghosts to escape. And we need those BCs. They take so long to produce. Marine's trying to make a stand. The BCs, where are they? We need them. What's the BCs, Pappy? F2. Bring everything over. I think keep on rushing in. Yo, we have the planetary trying to hold on. And here we go. The rest of the army finally has arrived. The planetary is going to fall, though. That's going to be a massive pickup. Planetary goes down. Fire has to stem away. Oof. Yeah, rough move command. But the mass VC will shut this down. Can he bring it back? Can he bring it back, Bappy? Oh my god. As he will lose 22 SCVs. So many workers falling. Once again, like, I'm not too fond of the, there we go. Like just chilling here over the drones will kill so many workers. Doesn't have to target the building. Just the workers. And we're going for a base trade. We're going for the base trade. And we're getting good damage here from this VC. Takes down the middle line. Workers, they try to stim away. They try to get out of here. He stims in. Oh, the workers, they're fighting. Oh no! 26 drone kills. Lings, they race back home. Alright, what do we have? We have 6 VCs against 9 Corruptors. Sorry, soon to be 14 Corruptors. Base goes down. Takes down the expansion. We have to save the VC. Teleport. There's no teleport. No teleports. It's gonna fall. Massive pickup. Elevolt's down to 5 battle cruisers. Down to 5. But now he has Yamato. So we can one-shot 5 Corruptors. If he's in position, BCs know where they need to be. They're going for top right. There's no base here. And they may have to teleport back home. Corruptors take a mine shot to the face. There we go. BCs are revealed. They force out the able to respond. And this time he can teleport back. Oh, actually. Teleports on cooldown. This is risky. Teleports on cooldown. BCs are on their own. 2 Yamatos going off. There's 2 Yamatos left. Okay. They teleport. They barely teleport in time. They make it out. Elevolts. He has his bio. He has 2 ghosts. Now, I can't say with certainty that Elevolts has this game because he had this game like 3 different times already. Like, like he had massive advantages, and despite that, it's been a struggle. So I can't say. It's like he's looking good. Don't get me wrong. Bailey's good connections. Bailey's crashes the bio. Ultra goes down. And Tatagiba, he's broke. The Zerg player is broke here. Snipes going up. Corrupted, they dive in. The final fights. They're going to be thrown away. GG gets called. And Elevolts, he will bounce back. Taking game number 1. GG. My heart, Pappy. My heart. GG, well played. A roller coaster ride here of emotions for Elevolts. He was looking solid. He was ahead. He was up 70-80 supply. Then it was a little bit too passive. He forgot Yamato. I don't think it was intentional. There was some rough fights as a result. Some rough harassment as well. It was it was a shaky game, but it was shaky. But he got there in the end. GG, well played. Didn't make it easy on himself, but does take a lead in the series, and we'll see if he can bring Tatagiba down. Again, I will reiterate, Tatagiba, he is known for cheesing, known for aggression. Did do none of that though in that first game, and with that he did show weakness. We'll see if Tatagiba can bounce back coming into game number 2. Whew. Let's go. Oh my god. At spawning in the top right hand corner of Leylines, we have the purple Zerg player from the land of Brazil down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. The favorite player here, it is Tatagiba. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the Brazilian Terran player, the red Terran. It is Elevolts. Leading the series 1-0. Let's go. Does lead the series. And we'll see if he can pull it off. Let us go. That I understand. He's apologizing to Cosmos. Cosmos is the caster, of course. The caster. That I understood. Calm down. As for now, jumping in. Are going to be jumping in. Once again, hatch into pool. We may open up gases once again, which is what Tatagiba went for in game 1. No shot. They keep memeing about this. I know what it is. About like Cosmos teaching everyone how to dance. I want in on the memes. For now though. Rax expand. Economic opener. Once again we have the CC on the high ground. Again, I understand this against Tatagiba specifically because he's known for being more aggressive, being more all in. Cosmos, he was asking for like an Instagram account. Something like that. So now. Now we can settle in. And we'll see how Tatagiba will adjust. Again, it is gases. It is gases. No gas in the main base, no gas at the natural. So we're going for, once again, another roach-based opener, which is what we expect. If you recall, last game we saw that Tatagiba, he did invest into roaches, but he didn't go for an all-in. He went into roaches, then eventually into Lingbane Roach Ravager, then into Hive Tech, into Ultras, into Corruptors as well. He wasn't too active or too aggressive, so he kind of allowed Elevolts to max out himself. Elevolts was being hyper defensive. We'll see if that plays out similarly here, or if we go for a different approach. Once again, third TC before Starport out of Elevolts. Same builds from both players. Same build so far. But to be honest, I would imagine that Tatagiba is going to be more assertive this time. We'll see. There's that Roach one. Again, Roach one from our Brazilian Zerg into double gas. The question becomes, does he saturate his third, and does he saturate his fourth? It's going to be the big moment here for Tatagiba. And to be a little bit critical of his play, if you recall, he was very late to actually join his fourth base. He was very late to drone past 66, and very late to tech as well. It did feel like a bit of an afterthought that it wasn't the initial plan. Meanwhile, same build. This I'm not too fond of. We're going for the same build. Remember, Tatagiba, he's known for playing roaches, so I was already on the fence about the Hellbat push to begin with. And once again, another Hellbat push, just like the last game. But once again, Tatagiba, he's going to have plenty of roaches. Like, the Hellbat push should not get any damage done, as safety roaches are amassing. And a handful of roaches is all that you really need. I don't want to be too critical though, because again, Elevolt, he is more of an amateur player, so it is very possible that he's not too familiar with other builds. Like, this could just be like his go-to, and it's like one and only. It's just unfortunate that his opponent isn't playing Ling Bane. Otherwise, there could be a little more success here. As the Hellions have arrived. So I have the Hellbats. We have the Queen Roach in position, and Elevolt, he has to back off. Like, there's no pushing into this. It's not gonna happen. Medevac takes a lot of hits as well, and Tatagiba holds. Does hold. Behind this, working towards is Cloak Banshee into Bio. Hellion drop once again. Now, last game, this Hellion drop got 5 drone kills, which wasn't too worth it. Oh, as it looks like we had a bit of a pause. All good. We have a Hellion drop here towards that natural. We'll see if we can get more done. 1-1 upgrades on the way. Drones are going down, getting 2 drones so far. Oh, they're lining up! Oh my god, they do line up for a moment, but it doesn't quite chase, doesn't quite get them. 2 drones go down, but this time the Hellions do escape. Hellions get away. This time a much more efficient trade from Elevolt. Much more efficient. Elevolt's threatening a dive. This time the Queens are out of position, and he will find more damage. So far, 5 drones. Oh my god, they light up 10 drones. 12 in total. Medevac even barely escapes. Banshee comes in, threatens the expansion. Queens have to rotate over. This time, much more successful here. Morphing in those Hellbats. I think trying to force a cancel in this space is quite ambitious, but the Queens are late to rotate. And the hatchery is getting very low. Can he bring it down? There's going to be transfuse. There should be transfuse. Okay, Hellions they retreat. There we go, there's the transfuse. Hellions they rotate. Oh no, the Spore! Oh, Spore will shut down the Medevac. Medevac flies too close to the sun. Otherwise, potentially more drones would have gone down here. So many more. Late responses by Tatagiba. For now, 2 more. That's going to be 14 kills in total. Nice damage by Elevolt. Now we can come back. Shaky defense by Tatagiba. Shaky defense. I'm still not too fond of this fast second factory. Once again, like kind of same build. Fast second factory. Now taking gases. Still trying to saturate the 3rd base. 4th on location. This is quite greedy. Very greedy play here, going for the 4th base. We'll see if Elevolt can get away with it. Likewise, Tatagiba is not being too aggressive here. What I mean by that is going roaches into, once again, Ling Bane. Plus on melees on the way. So he's trying to build up and trying to saturate his own 4th. Tatagiba is macroing, which means Elevolt should get away with this CC. Oh no! Okay, rough move command. Banshee goes down. Elevolt's diving in, stimming forward. Snipes the expansion, not bad. Snipes the base, has to get the hell out of here. Tatagiba, his Roach Ravager is a little bit too far behind. So Elevolt should be able to make it back home. He could have broken through these lings, but now here comes the Roach Ravager, which means this time he's going to be trapped. And the army is trapped. Oh, this is going to be a rough loss for Elevolts. Especially if you move commands. So here, dust him. Kites back. Trades well against the Lings. Oh, will be cleaned up. Otherwise, oh my god, the friendly fire even kills every single kills every single Ling. Oh my god. Okay. I mean, pretty efficient trade here from Elevolts. Stims in. Oh, won't get much done though. Does target fire some of these drones. Not bad. Gets 3, gets 4. 5 drone kills. Decent trade. Medevac escapes. Medevac does get away. Elevolts going for another drop. Securing himself on the high grounds. Unfortunately, there's no setup here. There's no siege tanks or borrowed widow mines. No sensor tower. But he's pushing. Okay, he's pushing out. We got plenty of investors. We have a handful of mutas on the way. Randomly. Melee speed is done. Show us his funkles! Does graze the army. The army, mine just not quite going up. Elevolts trying to hold on. So far, he's holding the line. Marines, they stim in from behind. Let's go. Going for the expansion. They force a big reaction. Lings to respond. Oh, that's a kill, not a cancel. Massive pick off. Hatchery goes down. As we said, Lin Shema, Papa Shema. Thank you so much, Angry, for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Hope you had a great time. Gracias, gracias. Dziękuję. Dziękuję, papi. Oh! As does dive in. The mine shots! Ooh, massive connections. Connections on the Banelings, on the infestors as well. Despite that, he will break out. Shuts down the army, takes down the tanks. Oh, rough rally. Widow mines late to burrow. One mine shot going up. And with Elbow the Fungal, he will break through just barely. Does break through the army. And Elevolts doesn't really have much behind this. He's on 84 workers, heavily oversaturated. Not mining too efficiently. Building up more of his army. Going for attempted mine harass. Doesn't get much done. He's recovering. And Elevolts needs more time. Does need more time here. Unfortunately, he just doesn't really have the production to facilitate his economy here. He's been missing microcycles. You can see Elevolts, he has 2k, 1k in the bank. If he could spend his money, he could hold. But he can't. Yeah, he's stuck on 7 Raxes. Lings, they dive in. Planetary will help hold. Up. Nice mine shot. Mine shot's going up. Elevolts barely holding on. But we would love to see more Raxes, a 3rd factory, a couple of starports. That's the big difference here, is that by this stage last game, we had that massive starport transition to Liberator into BC, and more than anything, that just helped Elevolts spend his money. It helped him just macro, essentially. Because again, here he has been, I mean, you can see here, there are a couple of Raxes that aren't making anything. He's missing macro cycles. Now we have some more Raxes on the way. But the macro is failing him in this game. When it comes to producing, when it comes to keeping up. Diving into the base. Does repair in time. Whew. Does repair. Drop on the right. Towards the left. Once again setting up. I feel like he might be overextending though. Ultras are amassing. But not ready yet. Does kite back. Oh, there goes. The Ghost's going to be going down. Massive mine shots. Good connections with the mines, but the Ultras, they lead the charge. And there's no ghost to snipe. Not anymore. We need more ghosts, Pappy. Yeah, and again, just having a hard time reproducing here. Getting into more ghosts, more marauders, widow mines and tanks. We have to spend our money. Da-da. Like, otherwise, I feel like Elevolts would be so far ahead in this game because he has more than enough production and resources to max out. It's like to max out, to fortify himself, or to afford like extra starports, to spend his money throwing down CCs. 4 command centers on the way. Jesus. I guess it helps. Okay, even though I wasn't too fond of like the mass BC switch last game, like it would help. Nice mine shot. It helps so much here. The mines. Very juicy connections. Oh my god, the mines have been crazy this game. They just keep popping up. So much more efficient fight here by Elevolts. Takes down the expansion once again, gets a kill. Takes down the hatchery. I just want to see the MasTeR. He's getting more CCs. Like, it's a way to spend his money, but like I don't know if it's helping too much. Get us the starports. Give Joel the BCs again. I mean, it'd be a really good time for it, to be honest. Also, I don't know if you noticed, every time, like this specific location on this map, like there's always a graphical glitch. Up. You know what? Takes down the expansion. Base goes down. Patagiba, he's gonna be the first to max out with Mass Ultra. And without Liberators or without BCs, we have to rely on Tank Ghost, and we have Reapers on the way. Elevolts, it looks like he's panicking a little bit. But without like a Tank Ghost Marauder army, then these Ultras, they can just A-move. Speaking of, there's a massive fungal. Tries to run away. Kites back, deals with one of the Ultras, but the others, they just knock down the base. Planetary falls. And from here, Elevolts just cannot keep up. He has nothing left. Again, he has a massive bank, but just wasn't able to spend his money. Wasn't able to spend his resources. And he was trading really well as well. Trading very efficiently. Knocking down bases, sniping hatcheries, mineral lines. Definitely good moments for him. Were some good moments. Getting into a nuke. God damn it. I think he was maxed out once again, and there's just no answer to this army at the moment. There just is no answer. I mean, there's a decent ghost count now, true. I've yet to see if we can deal with this, though. A couple of snipes going off. Like, I've seen time and time again this kind of moment where Elevolts leads the charge with his ghosts, so the ghosts are exposed, and the ghosts are the first to die. And speaking of, like, get the ghosts behind the army, papi. Protect your ghosts. Going for the snipes. Does catch out the banelings, not bad. Meanwhile, another planetary is going to go down. Knocking down more bases. The banelings! Oh, massive connections. 17 SCVs falling. Decent mine shots. Once again, the ghosts. They're going to be the first to go down. One ghost falls. Nice snipe. Nice snipe towards the end. Elevolt's trying to max out himself. It's getting there. Meanwhile, Tatagiba working towards Brood Lords. Greater Spires on the way. Oh, can we let a fungal? Up, we can. Catching a full medevac. And here we go, the final push. Mass Ultra moving in. Mind shots are good. Here comes a fungal. Oh, locks down 3, 4 ghosts. Nice snipes towards the end. Yeah, a lot of snipes going up here, knocking down half of the ultras. Very nice snipes. This is what we needed earlier. We start, but the base still goes down. Planetary falls, and the economy here is in the gutter, down to 38 SCVs, and finally he's burning through his bank. He's lost his economy. Tatagiba can remax, and Elevolts cannot. Just trying to get everything back up and running. Again, that was still a good fight for Elevolts, don't get me wrong. We needed that earlier. Needed that a lot sooner. Supplies are close. Okay, nuke popping up. Let's go. Yo, Tatagiba, does he notice? Now, the nuke is a little bit too far to the left, so it's not going to get to all the drones, but we'll take down at least the gas mining workers. Not bad. 8 drones going down. Center base under fire. See, that's so many ultra. Jesus. Hi. Order's going to be shut down. Tatagiba diving in. Nice snipes. He gets 1. He gets 2. He gets 3. He gets 3 ultras. No detection. No, sorry, there is. Yeah, never mind. There we go. There's the fungal. Does reveal the ghost. Ghost getting picked off. Do we have another fungal? Fungal, baby. Fungal. Up. Oh, God. Fungals are a little bit messy. Ghost, they survive. Another new towards the top side. This time, Tatagiba, he does pull away. Nuke did pop up. Okay. We're in a really interesting game state here where Tatagiba now, what really his supply here is mainly his economy, his drones. His army is actually quite lacking. The ultras are very low, and Elevolts has a massive army himself. His economy is struggling. He's now finally burned through his bank. He's finally spent his money. He's got a decent ghost count. Elevolts can still pull this off. Oh, not like this though. Let's get out of here. Does boy, nice drop on the right hand side, gets a mineral line. Elevolts, we're back in this. Takes down 7 drones. I love to see a run by towards the north, or a drop towards the north, instead of nukes. I mean, both can work. Stims in. Up. Gets 1, gets 2. Gets both investors. Oh, was that worth it though? Army's diving in, mine's just going up. 1 on Corruptors. But nice snipes, he takes down the ultras. It's 1 ultra, the fungal is brutal though. As the ultra is eventually going to go down. Whew. 2 ultras, the snipes, he gets both. He holds. Elevolts, he does hold on, still has a greater army. Elevolts, he has double the army supply. We need a counterattack, we need a push. We need a counterattack, Pappy. Again, he's got double the army supply. Yeah, we got another Reaper on the way. Let's go. I mean, it's hard to push just because there's no medevacs. There's no medevacs, there's no supports. Elevolts is out of gas. He needs to mine his gases here. He only has mineral income. Only marine. Yeah, no gases. I mean, there's high yield gas caches as well that he could be mining from. Gets the northern base. Barely does not get the expansion. See Elevolt's long distance mining. Sorry, not the even. I think Elevolt's when will he notice? Now he's taking gases on the right hand side. He still has the high yield gas geyser here. Plenty of gas available. Would help so much. Going for the nuke. Does he notice? He doesn't. Oh, the nuke. Okay, pulls away. Pulls away, takes down the ghost, denies the nuke. Marines on the right hand side, they take down the base. But the drones survive. That's what's important here. This is what's we've been seeing time and time again is Elevolts has been hyper fixated on killing bases, not drones. That's mine shots. Mine shots on the bio. Much more efficient trade here by Elevolts. He's throwing down CCs here because he's trying to spend his minerals. He's not mining his gas. He needs the gas income, papi. Ay, ay, ay. Needs the gases. I mean, the CCs, they help when it comes to SimCity, I suppose. Like, kind of. Brings a stim in. Yeah, Link's coming in from the flank. Good mine connections. Oh, we need more mines, so we need the Pyre, we need the Marines. Yeah, massive fungal. No, the Ghost! Fungal pops off, shuts down the Ghost, and the Ghost is no escaping this. They all go down, massive pickoffs. Ay, ay, ay. The Marines, they were necessary back at home. And with that, the base falls. The Ghost army as well. Marines, they take down more bases, but there's a base towards top left. Once again, a very chaotic game. But Tatagiba has a massive advantage here. He has money, he has production, has ultras. Gas is now being taken here by Elevolts. Finally, but wait, we're 26 minutes into the game. Ah, no. That's mine shot. Mining is denied. Denies the expansion. Elevolts trying to respond. Once again, having a hard time spending his money. Oh no! As always, he's getting caught out. And I feel like this time, finally, got that Tatagiba, he has enough of a lead to break through. Especially catching all those ghosts earlier. Speaking of, mine shots, they trade well, but the ghosts are going down. Oh, the ultras are low. Clears up the ultras. Elevolts, he holds once again, just barely. Just barely. He's holding. Wait, the amount of lings that have died to mines, actually, how many? 800 lings! 813. Crazy. So many lings have died this game. Can we get to 1,000? No shot. Ooh, this is an expensive run by. Oh, well. Stimming across the map. Once again, going for the expansion. Which means the drones survive. There's a world where you could get both. Just sad. I remember Yaku had this issue as well. For a while. He fixed it. I remember that was one of Milk's coaching sessions. Was yelling at Yaku about always just hyperfixated on killing bases instead of killing drones and bases. Every time. Very good. Once again, a pretty efficient fight here by Elevolts. Oh my god, there's no Bailings! Snipes, they pop off. Oh my god, making use of the ramp. Not a pretty fight here from Tatagiba, but he does break through nonetheless. Oh my god. Clears up the bio. Goes to survive thanks to the cloak. Oh my god. He holds. He's at the 7 SCVs. 7 workers remaining. Aye, aye, aye. He's out of money, out of minerals, out of gas. I feel like I've said that so often this game already. And Tatagiba, he's just he's going to be able to hammer his way through all the mines though. They're waddling in. And 4 drone, it's okay. 4 drone kills. 4 drones go down. Do we have a... We don't have a nuke. Nuke is not available. As Tatagiba, he just has to play it slow. Just play it slow. Establish these bases. Get back up to mining. Back up to saturation. He has his Greater Spire. If wanted to, could try to work towards that Corrupted Broodlord. Try to. Oh. Missed rally. Throws away an Ultra. Ultra gets thrown away. It feels like I rarely catch any live matches. You need to watch more Star, Catpappy. Ah. Este Cybertron. Decent EMP, wow, but the fungals pop up, and finally Tatagiba, he can catch the final army. There's no escaping these fungals. I say that, nice EMPs, but GG gets called. LVLT runs out of steam, and Tatagiba, he will tap the series 1-1. Whew. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. A very intense game, very intense back and forth. As similar to game 1, similar. Honestly, there's a world where Elevolts takes it 2-0 as well. I mean, we saw, I want to like choke it up a little bit to nerves. Elevolts, he is more of an amateur player. He is very much so more of an amateur player here compared to Tatagiba. And as a result, we did see some missteps here and there and wasn't quite able to take advantage of either his economy or certain game states either. In the end, Tatagiba, he brought it back and we're going all the way to the ace match. Let's go. Let us go. Just catching up with the chat. Where are these gamers from? Hello, Minty Flesh. Hello, hello. If you're, according to the title, Brazil, Papi, Brazil. This is a Brazilian biweekly tournament. Welcome to Code for Giants Cup, of course. Code for Giants Cup, run and organized by Cosmos. And we are catching up on this event. Again, this event happened last week when we were casting Alima League. As a result, we're catching up. We're catching up here with last week's tournament. And next week, we should be casting Code for Giants Cup live. Should be able to cast it live. Just at the time we were covering Alima League, of course. Hope you become a cheerful dog. Ah, always, always. It's all good, it's all good, it's all good. But here we go, spawning in the top right-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the Brazilian Zerg player, the purple Zerg, representing the Platinum Heroes, tying up the series 1-1, forcing the ace match. It is Tatagiba. Ooh, going for a 12 pool and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner. We have the Brazilian Terran player, the red Terran, representing Elevolts. Representing PWT. It is Elevolts. Let's go. And this is a bold move, going for a 12 pool here on Amygdala of all maps, one of the larger maps in the map pool. Is a bold move. We have seen Elevolts time and time again go for safe builds and safe play, go for racks into CC on the high ground, but it's going to be a 12 pull into double gas. This tells us that most likely this is going to be a roach rush. You do not need this much gas here for a Bane bust, so probably Lings to harass across the map to delay into a fast roach warren. Yeah, my intention. And this is the Tatagiba that we know and love. Tatagiba, he's a very aggressive player, very aggressive, very cheesy. Despite that, we didn't really see that in the first 2 games. But now that we made it to the ace match, this is where he shows his true colors. As we can see here, he does not make any Lings whatsoever. He is droning somewhat, and he's massing up and getting ready here for the Roach Rush. So 12 pull into Roaches. from the side of Tatagiba. Elevolt's back at home. He is currently unaware of what's happening, going for the racks. Reaper's on the way. Elevolt, he does skip his SCV scout this game, which is a little bit concerning. So no SCV scout from the Terran player. As a result, this is going to go unscouted. Let's go. Elevolt, he's saying that he's going to show him a parade, mass parade push. And Tatagiba, he's like, show me now. Okay, let's go. CC on the high ground once again. Reaper's on the way to scouts. And the Roaches are in production. Roaches are on the way. But yes, as is being said in the chat, the cast is live, the matches are by replays. Once again, these matches occurred last week when we were casting Elima League. Elima League did take our priority, so we're catching up on this event. And this is a bi-weekly tournament, and the next week, the next event, the next Code for Giants Cup is next week, which we should be casting live. So as a heads up, Reaper does rock up though, hits the middle line, drone's going to be going down, but Elevolt, he should notice what's going on, he should notice Roach Warren. The Roaches are coming. They are coming, but we need a bunker on the high ground. Elevolt, he has the money for it, he's focusing on his control, the Reaper is going to be zoned away. But alas, the bunkers, they are late. They are delayed. So later bunkers here for Elevolts. Ravagers are morphing in. Bunkers, they might be able to finish it. They still need some time, though. They still need progression. Ravagers poke in. And they can deny these bunkers. Yeah, they can, and they will. First SCV goes down. Second SCV goes down. Bunkers, they do not finish. Again, they were late. A couple of boys are being pulled. Oh, that's a kill. On both. Yeah, both bunkers are killed. Marines are focused down, and there's just not much here to work with. Trying to work towards the Cyclone, or even a tank. Boys are being pulled. The Miles! Oh my god, massive connections. They shut down the Marines. And Tatagiba, he's breaking the back of Elevolts. There's a cancellation on the starport. Cyclone's on the way, but he needs more time. Does need more time for the Cyclone. More boys are being pulled. 17 SV kills already. Elevolt's down to 6. And soon to be down to 0. As there's no way up. There's no army here. I mean, the Cyclone is going to help. That's 5 Ravagers in the main. Yeah, overwhelming the Marines. And with we never saw it. We never oh no. But that does break through. I thought it was 2. Did he think it was on 2? He thought it was on 2 bases. Smudge. So yeah, I guess he didn't notice. I mean, the Reaper did see, but there you go. Ay caray. Yeah, there it is. GG gets called. Tatagiba, he will take the series 2-1. Will advance on into the semi-finals. Into the quarterfinals. GG. GG, well played. Whew. Tatagiba, he will claim the series. Again, unfortunately, if you recall, Elevolt, he skipped his SCV scout. He skipped the SCV scout. He relied on the Reaper scout instead. We did notice that it was a late reaction when it came to his Reaper scout as well. If you recall, the bunkers were delayed. The bunkers were late. Likewise, the production was delayed as well. So just a really rough response to the Ravager rush from Tatagiba. So just unfortunate response there, and with that, GG. GG will play. Tatagiba does advance on into the next round, and we have some catching up to do. Let's go. Let us go as we head on over here and have a look at the bracket itself that we have been constructing, that have been working towards. Oh, Nana was playing. Let's go. I didn't even notice. Okay, we have our top 8. We have our lovely 8 players setting up here. We have MasTeR versus Claw. We have Kamikaze versus Yan. We have Nano versus Erik. That is Shakti versus Erik. Actually, hold on. I can fix that. And we have Tatagiba advancing on to the quarterfinals to face off against INexorable. Let's go. Let us go. Of course, we got our boy, one of our own, in Erik. We'll be, I'm sure, catching up with Erik down the line. Erik, he has been facing off a lot against YanXII for not of the admins, but this lineup here is very stacked. It's great to see Yan once again. Hold on, let me just fix that. There we go. YanXII. But it's great to see Yan once again. Yan is one of the Brazilian Terran players that we were missing when it comes to Amadas to StarCraft yesterday, so we did miss him. That is going to be a brutal TVT. We are missing Dorminoko. Dorminoko, he's not here either. But for those that are curious, coming into this bracket, MasTeR is the best Protoss player in Latin America. So MasTeR, he is the heavy favorite to make it into the grand finals. Kamikaze and Yan are two comparably skilled Terran players. Honestly, that could go either way. MasTeR is going to be favored against Claw, and I would say that MasTeR is favored against the two Terrans as well. Scrolling down, we have YanXII versus Erik. YanXII, he is a retired player. He was one of the best in the Americas even many years ago. He did step away, he did retire, but a couple of months ago YanXII came back. He came back to the competitive scene, so it's great to see YanXII's return. Honestly, I would love to see YanXII versus Erik, but we don't have those matches. I would love to cover them. That would be a very close, very spicy series, so best of luck to YanXII and Erik as they face off. We are going to be following Tata Giba into a series against INexorable. I would say that INexorable, he is the best Terran player in the bracket. When it comes to the Latin American region, I think of Diego, I think of Kelazur as the number one, and I think I would say INexorable as number two nowadays. Again, Special retired. Like, Special doesn't compete anymore. When I think of the other Terran players in Latin America, like Tavo is inactive. Who else do I think of? Like Neo is inactive as well. Shelby started playing again, true. There's Shelby, I suppose. Smile, he's you know, more of a casual player. Terran's Terran, he retired. Who else am I thinking of when it comes to the Terrans? Sinner, he only plays team games. Feel Sinner, man. Feel Sinner. Big fan of Sinner. So yeah, I think I would place INexorable as number two nowadays. I think I would place him as number two. Ooh, actually, how do I compare INexorable to Luciano? Hard to say. Hard to say. Show match? Tempted. Hard to say how they compare. Euthermal, best Latin American. True. Euthermal, he is gonna get his Mexican citizenship soon. So Euthermal, he might be yeah, by marriage, might be the best Terran in Latin America, or second best to yeah, second best to Kelazur. True. Euthermal, he's up there. Is up there. But otherwise, we're jumping in. We have our next series, we have our next match. We're going to be jumping into INexorable versus Tata Giba. Let's go. Let us go. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Leylines, we have the Brazilian Terran player, the blue Terran representing the Phantom Heroes. It is INexorable. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the purple Zurich player from Brazil as well, representing the Phantom Heroes as they are teammates. It is Tata Giba. Again, I would say that INexorable, he's the best Terran player in the bracket so far. Amongst INexorable, Kamikaze, and Yan, does stand amongst the rest. Stand tall amongst the rest. Oh, here we go. As we a big shout out to Pig. Oh my god, El Chanchito, papi. God. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session or casting session as well. Hope you had a great time. Welcome one and all. Mate, you stream so early. Every morning. Oh my god. Crazy. But thank you so much for the raid, and welcome one and all to Code for Giants Cup. This is a Brazilian bi-weekly tournament. For those that are unaware, every 2 weeks we do host the Code for Giants Cup. Shout out to Cosmos. Cosmos, he's like the equivalent of maybe even Pig when it comes to the Latin American or the Brazilian region. And Cosmos has been putting in a lot of work when it comes to supporting his own nation, supporting Brazil. And they're actually working on an offline event as well. And they're still working on it. I think they have plans for maybe like in August or something for a big offline event. So do look forward to it. Featuring players like Erik, players like YanXII, players like MasTeR, and many others from Brazil. So thank you. Thanks so much for the raid. Is it Brazilian? Yes, a Brazilian tournament. Yes, yes. Purely Brazilians in this event. Purely. Here we go. But now settling in. And when it comes to Tatagiba's opener, once again, we should be seeing a gasless opener here. Hatch pool into a third hatchery. Has been very fond of this. We did feature Tatagiba earlier in the day, in the round 16. And typically leads into roach play as well. Leads into roaches. It's going to be on an INexorable to scout to confirm. Meanwhile, all the raids. God, baby God, thank you so much. Gracias, papi, to Ryu. Oh my god, one of los patos, one of the cranky Ducklings. Thank you so much. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session as well. I saw your title, Ryu. I said, papi, you're not washed. You're clean, papi. You're clean. Este Ryu. But gracias. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the raid. Ryu, of course, a Peruvian Zerg player living in Italy. One of the cranky Ducklings. Used to compete, nowadays less so. Nowadays mainly streaming, playing for fun, a little bit less serious and less stress as well, I'm sure. But thank you so much. Hope you had a great time. Este Ryu. Gracias. So here we go. Gases are being taken. As you mentioned, Tatagiba, he does often go gases into his Roach Warren, skipping Link speed. Reaper does poke in, does check the gases, and pokes out. And may even spot the Roach Warren itself. Oh! Takes out the tumor. Oh no, not quite worth it though. Gets the tumor easy. Takes down the tumor, and INexorable, he does not get eyes on the Roach Warren, but I'm sure he's very familiar with his teammates. Again, they're both on the Phantom Heroes, and I'm sure he's familiar with the style of, and again, going into roaches. He saw the gas geyser as well, so that was a tell. That was a tell, seeing gases that early on. As INexorable, he backs up, getting to his own 1-1-1. So third CC into Starport, add-on swap into Cloak Banshee. So Hellion Banshee here out of INexorable. Very safe play, and the Banshees, they can do well for themselves against roaches when it comes to harassing or even defending against roach pushes. So here we go. Tatagiba walling up with the queens. Does wall up. Hellions, they poke in. And they will get a couple of drones here at the third. They at least try to. Nice save from Tatagiba. Saves his drones. Does pull away. And will escape. Will escape in time. Roaches are amassing as we speak. A pretty big commitment here. 6 roaches on the way. 6 roaches are on the way. INexorable rotating. Confirming no drones whatsoever at the third. Taking down some of the larvae. Not bad. Larva going down. Confirming the roach production. Tatagiba is supply blocked. Brutal supply block. Still massing up more, and from here we could just go for an all-in. It's going to be a bit of an awkward all-in, just because you can see here we're reinforcing with Lings, but these are slow Lings. Ling speed was never researched. So it's going to be Roach Ravager with slow Lings to support. Hellions, they dive into the mineral line. They get a volley up, they get 1 drone. Just the 1. Not too worth it there for INexorable. And here comes the counterattack. Ling speed just now beginning. Again, late Ling speed for this kind of push. And Tatagiba, he does not join up that third base whatsoever. No saturation, 2 base all in. 2 base all in from our Zerg. The Banshees have arrived. Again, this is why Banshee play is so safe, because it shuts down moves like this. Sniping 1 Ravager already. He gets 1, he gets 2. He gets 3 Ravagers as the all-in arrives. So massive pickoffs, the bunkers are done. Final Ravager gets targeted down. And the all-in, it just falls on its face. INexorable, he completely shuts this down. Oh no. Yeah, he's saying he forgot speed. GG, well played. And INexorable, he will defend, he will survive, he will take a lead in the series. GG. GG, well played. But yeah, it looks like it wasn't intentional that Tatagiba had to skip Link speed, or maybe he just forgot to start it a little bit earlier. But yeah, he did scream that he forgot Link speed. Smooch. GG. GG, well played. INexorable does take lead in the series, and we'll see if Tatagiba can bounce back as we're getting into game number 2. Easy. 2 minutes later, I forgot Link speed. Really, what you're saying is INexorable should have responded saying easy as well. True, true. He should have responded. It's all good. He's too mannered, Pap. He's too mannered. And here we go. We're getting into game 2 and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner. We have the Brazilian Terran player, the blue Terran representing the Platinum Heroes, leading the series 1-0. It is INexorable. And spawning in the top left-hand corner. Oh my god. Off racing. My apologies. I didn't even realize. We have the Brazilian, usually a Zerg player, but off racing as Protoss representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Tata Giba. Let's go. So you have a PVT before us instead. And I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever seen Tata Giba's Protoss. I'm not too familiar with it, so we're about to experience it together for the first time. Let's go. We'll see how he does open up. We'll see how well versed he is as well. Whether he opens up Blink into Robo, into Stargate instead. Curious. But I'm sure he has a spicy build ready for us. Speaking of going for a 2-gate opener. Okay. This is not typically what we see. Going for a 2-gate opener on the high ground even. So interesting opener out of Tata Giba. He has no pro battle on the map, so no proxy. But it's almost as if we're setting up for a 1-base all-in. Typically, we'd have our setup here, like walling off one of the Reaper cliffs, of course, before expanding. The wall up at the ramp is very suspicious, is what I'm getting at. It's going to be quite suspicious here. Oh, God. Look, my Portuguese isn't that good, Papi. Calm down. I'm like opening up Google Translate. Okay. he said I'm gonna knock you out of the clan. Oh no. They're talking about the team, Platinum Heroes. Okay. Let's go. I like how Tata Giba has been very like vocal, both in game 1 and here in game 2 as well. INexorable, he's just playing his game. He's like, whatever, mate. Whatever. No. As Tata Giba, he's looking to expand, taking his natural. And he's all playing it safe. Ooh, very safe. So remember earlier how I spoke about how this setup looks like a 1-base all-in. INexorable, he responds with a bunker, CC on the high ground. So very safe play here by INexorable. Likewise, you know, alarm bells are ringing. As we can see though, and as the Terran eventually finds out, there is an expansion. So there is a bit of a stranger setup here. A delayed Nexus by Tata Giba did force an overreaction out of the Terran. But I don't blame INexorable for the overreaction. Just because this is a very inefficient start. As INexorable, he does scout, he does get eyes on the Twilight Council. Oh, let's go. The Total Biscuit voice pack. Love to see it. The last INexorable he is setting up. Soon to expand. And we'll see how many gateways Tata Giba does settle on. Whether it's just 2-gate Blink into further tech into a 3rd base, or if he commits into 4-gate Blink Stalker. I would imagine a player off-racing as Protoss would most likely want to play with 4-gate Blink, just because it's very aggressive and it's very micro-intensive. I would imagine that's what he would enjoy, but we'll see. Oh, as one probe goes down, Reaper confirms, researching Temple Archives, or Twilight Council I should say. He's going to be researching. Here we go. Here we go. And how many gates? That's the question. We have a 3rd and a 4th. Yeah, there we go. As we assumed, 4-gate Blink. So 4-gate Blink here by Tata Giba is going to be quite assertive. Going to be quite committed, I should say. With this, his 3rd base is going to be delayed. So we're catching out 2 of their Stalkers. Rough control here from Tata Giba, losing 2 Stalkers already. Blink is not yet done. Brutal losses. And from here, INexorable is going to be setting up here on 2 bases. Does saturate. Getting to his 3-1-1. He hasn't quite seen the gay account yet, but playing it safe nonetheless. Building up his tanks. Safety Raven. I'm assuming in case there was like a DT follow-up. True. Not unheard of to go for a Twilight Council into DTs in this matchup. As he is secure. Behind this, Tatagiba working towards charge. Interesting. No forge, no third base yet. Does he go up to, what, 6 or 8 gateways on 2 bases? He's mining gas. I'm like trying to piece together what he's gonna do, but like it's not like a standard build, so it's a little bit awkward, a little bit wonky. There we go, extra gateways. Getting to 5. At this point, we should be going up to, yep, 6, 7. 2 bases can actually facilitate 8 gateways to go for an 8-gate all-in. Or a 2-base 8-gate all-in. And I would imagine we're going to be going for a War Prism with this rover to reinforce across the map. And to commit to the all-in. As instead of expanding, we're throwing down extra gateways. So there should be a 2-base all-in here from Tatagiba. Back at home, INexorable, he hasn't seen any of what's going on and hasn't checked the third base either. But you can see here he's just being very defensive. He's on patrol in the main to catch any kind of prism or any kind of scout into the main base. Third CC's on the way. Oh, there's a scan, and he does see all the gates. So big moment here for INexorable. He's more or less aware of what's going on. Sees the gateway explosion. Zelta warping in. I would say it's risky for INexorable to push across the map. It's going to be risky. Observer does spot the move outs. Tatagiba getting ready. As he's pushing. Now he will have the anti-armor missile. He'll have the missile available. He's checking with a third. Scans, sees the army, sees no third base. Oh, no fear. Let's go. Likewise, no shield batteries either, which is concerning. Massive connection. Oh my, covers everything. The Dorito dust. Covers all the zealots. With this, he can stand and fight. Kites back. The tank volleys are brutal. We even have auto charts as well. Plenty of energy. The zealots, they melt. The gateway army crumbles. And from here, INexorable, he can just snowball out of control. He breaks through. There's just nothing to defend. Ah, no. And there it is. GG, well played. And INexorable will take the series 2-0. GG. Ah. I'll be honest, I'm a little bit surprised that Tatagiba did switch to Protoss for game 2. A little bit surprised. Often we do see, you know, quote unquote off racing when it comes to avoiding mirror matchups, but this felt a little bit more like you know, he was not feeling too confident after game 1 against INexorable. Not too confident. Regardless, GG, well played. I was looking forward to seeing some more, like, you know, some more mid to late game ZBT. We saw it against Elevolts earlier, but unfortunately, didn't quite get it. Didn't quite get it in the end. And with that, we are wrapping up the quarterfinals. We're wrapping up the quarterfinals as results are coming in. Un momento. Here we go. So we switch our scenes over and catch up on the bracket. Bam. Okay, from the top we have MasTeR. MasTeR takes down Claw 2-0, advancing on to the semifinals. Kamikaze popping off against Yan. I'm a little bit surprised. I'll be honest, I do rate Yan a little bit higher than Kamikaze, but at the same time, Yan has been a little bit less active. He hasn't been as you know, active, and hasn't been as prevalent in these open cups or in these online tournaments as Kamikaze. So maybe that's coming into play here. Yan took a bit of a break. Now he's back, but does go down to Kamikaze. So big win for Kamikaze. Scoring down, Erik takes down Shakti 2-0. Likewise, INexorable takes down Tatagiba 2-0 as well. and we have our top four. We have our top four players here: MasTeR, Kamikaze, Erik, and INexorable. And as you can imagine, we're going to be following INexorable into his next series versus one of our own, the CranKy Duckling himself, Erik. Let's go. Let us go. A proper ZVT this time. I can't imagine Erik is going to be off racing or playing Protoss or anything like that. Definitely looking forward to this rematch. If you were here last night, you would have seen us covering Amantes de StarCraft, which is a monthly Brazilian tournament, and you would have seen these two go back and forth. If you recall, they faced off initially in the upper brackets, and we saw INexorable defeat Erik and knock him down to the lower bracket instead, with a very strong showing. Again, Erik's weakest matchup is ZVT, straight up. Like, Erik, this is where he struggles the most. We spoke about this previously, but in general, when it comes to Latin American Zerg players, this is where they do struggle. Whether it's Cham, whether it's Erik, like, this is their weakest matchups, and it is where they can falter. They can really spike up and really excel when they go up against other Protoss or other Zerg players, but it's ZVT where we can see players like INexorable and, of course, Diego and some of these other big Terrans bring them down. So it's going to be a close one. I also should bring up that last night in Amantes, INexorable did defeat Erik and knock him down to the lower bracket, and then they had a rematch in a best of 5, went to the ace match, and then Erik got his revenge. But it did go to game 5. Did go all the way to game 5, so it was a very clutch back and forth between the two of them. So I look forward to another series as well. Always, Pappy, always. Here we go. Now we do need a moment to catch up, though. I'll see Erik versus Kamikaze. Oh, bold move. But I mean, it's difficult for anyone to bring down MasTeR, so best of luck. Best of luck to Kamikaze against MasTeR. Every unit got Dorito dust. Mate, that Dorito dust was crazy. It all got dusted. The Gateway Army melted. What chance would be alive if they always did that? Respect. It was impressive. How many games do we still have today? My night is long and the stream is pretty chill. We will be covering the semifinals, so we're reaching the semifinals. We only have the matches of Erik versus INexorable, and we're going to follow that into the grand final. So we're halfway through. We're halfway through the broadcast. We're going to be going on a short break. And when we come back, we will have Erik and INexorable facing off in a ZVT. So take this moment to get some snacks, get some food, get some water, drain your disruptors, massage your marines, and hydrate all of your hydras. We're going to be back soon with the semis. See you then. Oh, see you then. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Whew. We have returned. We have returned here with the semifinals of Code for Giants Cup. Hope you enjoyed that lovely brutal OC. As again, we are back. We are back with our next series with our ZVT with Erik versus INexorable. I do see some people asking in the chat about Kelzer. Yes, Kelzer. Unfortunately, he's a very inactive player nowadays. We only really see him pop up every now and then. The last big event that we saw Kelzer in was Home Story Cup back in December. That was beginning of December. But yeah, I think nowadays Kelzer, he only plays really for fun. Like he doesn't he's not really practicing or looking to improve or looking to compete at the moment. That might change with EWC, right? Like if we do get the announcement for EWC in the next season of ESL Pro Tour, then maybe Kelzer would return when it comes to how active he is. But at the moment, I believe he's focusing on, you know, IRL commitments, on his career as well. Nowadays, more of like a part-time player, if you will. So I'm a big fan of Diego. I would love to see more of him, but nowadays is more, you know, a little bit more inactive, a little bit more part-time. Has not officially retired or anything like that, so he pops in every now and then. But here we go. We have our next series. We have our next match. Let's go. Bro, where are you from? Really surprised to see Brazilian tournament popping. We're from Australia. I mean, a big shout out to Pig. Pig, he raided us earlier. We have casted together in the past. I mean, many years ago at this point. It's crazy to think just how much time has passed. But from Australia. But my roots are Peruvian. Both my parents are from Peru. So actually, when we started casting StarCraft back in like 2019, 2020, the first things we started casting were Latin American tournaments because there was no English coverage. At the time, we were casting Sentimiento Latino. We were casting Copa America. We were the official English cast of Copa America. That was like back in 2019. And of course, covering Batalla de las Americas as well, Copa Hyperion, and events like this. So yeah, again, it has been going on for quite some time. Big shout out to Cosmos. Once again, Cosmos, he is like the big Portuguese streamer. He organizes and runs and hosts this event. So big shout out to Cosmos. You can actually see his logo, as the event logos are, they should be like rotating towards bottom left. Every now and then you'll see Cosmos. But yeah, great guy. Oh, there he is. Cosmos' logo. So big shout out to Cosmos. As we are jumping into our semifinals, here we go. We have Erik versus INexorable. Vámonos, papi. Vámonos. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the Brazilian Terran player, the blue Terran representing the Platinum Heroes. It is INexorable. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Duckling himself. He's one of our own. He's one of the CranKy Ducklings from the land of Brazil. It is Erik. Let's go. Let us go. Again, Erik, he's been a part of the CranKy Ducklings for many years at this point, near and dear to our hearts. I mentioned this before, but back in the day, back when we were regularly the B stream for ESL Pro Tour and for these bigger events, back when we had more disposable income, we did have our pro roster, and we were able to bring together players like Erik, players like Oreo, Starduck, re-rated us earlier, also a CranKy Duckling as well, where we were able to salary our players. Nowadays, less so, you know, you know, there's no EPT season going on at the moment, and even during the previous EPT season, I think Steadfast and Biomorph were doing the B stream instead. So since then, we do focus less on, you know, being able to facilitate a pro roster and focus more on running events and casting instead. But regardless, again, always here for our boys, always here for them back. Big shout to Erik. Big shout. Look at the duck, it's beautiful. Quack. But now we're settling in. Are going to be settling in, and Erik, he's going for delayed gases. Here. I'm curious if Erik is going to be going for a second hatchery here at the natural. He has been going for these 2 hatch openers, at least in ZVP. He's been attempting them in this matchup, but I've been a little bit less fond of it. There we go. Gases now being taken. Late gases for Erik. Instead, we do have earlier pool. As the queens are on the way, we're now going to be joining up. Going to be saturating. Similarly to Tatagiba, Erik is also known for being very roach heavy in this matchup. For opening up roach, sometimes committing to all-ins or getting into a longer mid game. but we do expect Roach play out of Erik, which is why he can get away with delaying his gases. Can get away with it. SV going to be forced back. Back at home, INexorable going for a standard opener. Racks expand into factory into most likely third CC before starport. Reaper dips in, and the Reaper should confirm the build of choice. Oh. Trading with the Lings. Does pull away in time, just barely. Does get out. And is checking for the third. Alas, no third base for Erik. Does make extra queens instead. It is going to be contained. Third CC in production here for INexorable. So again, economic build here by our Terran. And Erik, he is going for, oh my god, okay, so I assumed it was going to be later link speed, and it is technically, instead of rushing into a lair. Let's go. Erik, for those that are unaware, Erik, he very much so is a very creative player. He comes up with his own builds. He does often innovate as well when it comes to the meta of StarCraft 2. For those who are unaware, it was, many years ago at this point that Erik did kind of, he was the player that did start going for 15-15s in ZVP. And I remember several, he was watching Erik's games in EPT, he got inspired, and then it kind of went mainstream from there. Erik was the first player to go for something like that, and now rushing into a lair. Curious. Extra gases are being taken, going to 4 gases, and we'll see how hard he commits to this Roach rush, as Roaches are amassing. From here we can go into a Nidus room, true, we can just go into Roach speed. Reaper is going to be forced back. And so far, the Reaper did scout, did confirm the lair, so he knows something's wrong. He knows something is up. It is going to be an aggressive build here from Erik. Ooh, rushing into Swarm Host. Infestation bits on the way. Burrow as well. So, fun fact, Erik does have a unique 2-base Swarm Host build that he used to whip out, I want to say, like, what, a year ago, 2 years ago? It's been a while. I remember asking Erik recently. I think it was a couple of months ago when like, Stormgate kind of died down a little bit, when Erik started playing again. And I saw him going 2-base, and I was asking him, I was like, yo, are we playing like 2-base Swarm Host again? Like, it's been a while. And he's like, no, it's too hard nowadays. Like, it's too hard. Like, I don't try it anywhere near as much. But we're seeing it here. I believe we are. Yeah, there we go. Swarm Hosts are on the way. Let's go. Ah, beautiful. Swarm Hosts are amassing. Roaches move out initially. Trading with the army, zoning INexorable back. And fun fact, these Swarm Hosts, we're not really going to be committing as hard to try to kill INexorable, but to just gain damage over time. To trade, picking off workers, forcing out scans. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be Swarm Hosts into Infestor to help support the Roaches. The last time we saw this build, it was before the Infestor got buffed. Nowadays, you have enough for a Fungal immediately. Previously, you had to research the upgrade for that, which is back when Erik would do this build. But here we go. Swarm Hosts are waddling across the map. Waddling across. Burrow was researched just for them as well. Just so they can force out scans. Here comes the Locust Wave. Oh, he saves the he saves the Overlord. 2 Marines go down. Likewise getting one SCV, denying mining time. And we have a third Swarm Host as well. Going for another Locust Wave. Does Burrow. Once again denying mining. You can see Erik, he's spreading out his Swarm Hosts intentionally to spread out the scans, to force additional scans, I should say. And I believe Erik did the math on this, that it is worth it here. Just because of the denied mining time, because of the scans that you're going to be forcing out as well. Denying mules, of course, more importantly. And here come those Infestors. Now, these Infestors, they're designed to protect against a counterattack. INexorable is building up a bio army, and because that, Erik is going to be vulnerable, so he needs those Fungals to survive. To support his Roaches. As Locust Waves, they trickle in. They go for the reactor. Reactor does go down. Nice pickoff. You know, it looks like we did snipe. Ooh, we're trying to find that one Swarm Host. So far, none going down. You can see here we have Locust Wave rallies into the natural mineral line, into the third, and into the main. So 3 Swarm Hosts, 1 for each base. Overlord goes down. Roach Infestor building up back at home. we go. There's that Locust Wave. Forcing getting a Marine. Does force friendly fire. Getting into the main as well. Going for the tech lab. Banshee's taking it across the map. Queen's trying to keep up. Up! Does force a cancel. Not bad. Cancel the expansion. Tech lab did fall, by the way. And these swarmers have still not been dealt with. They're still gaining more value over time. They've paid for themselves. And INexorable does move out. Does break out across the map. Is pushing. How many infestors are ready? 3. Oh, Bar's gonna be moving off. They crazy army, massive fungal. The fungals do connect. And we should have 2 more fungals behind this as well. Yeah, the Marines, they shut down the tanks, they're caught unsieged. The Roach Ravager is gonna be falling though. Bio army barely breaking through. There's another fungal. 1 Ravager left. But there are 13 more Roaches on the way. And Erik, he's bought enough time. Behind all of this, the swarmers are still popping up. They're still going. Even defensively. Take down more add-ons. Distracting INexorable. How many infestors are left? 3. Still 3 infestors. Oh no! Spoke too soon. 1 infestor goes down. Massive pickup. Down to 2 infestors. Behind this, link speed is done. Getting into plus on melee. Massing up a Roach Ravager. There's only 1 tank. INexorable has to be careful. Doesn't really have that much to support his tank. He has plenty of medevacs, but not a lot of bio. As Erik dives in. Lands the fungal. Yeah, the fungals, they just collapse on the army. The tank is going to go down. And with these reinforcements, Erik holds. He holds, he shuts down the force. Oh, almost gets another tank. Hot pick up. INexorable is forced back home. The Locust Waves, they keep going. They're still going, by the way. Getting into the middle line, 16 SCV kills. And Erik, he's broken the back of an INexorable. Diving into the mineral line, diving on top of the main army. Tank gets caught out. Oh, the Biles. They don't quite connect. They get 1 more tank, though. 1 more tank goes down. INexorable, he's barely holding on, but at a cost of 28 SCVs. The Locust Waves, they still keep going. Ay, ay, ay. And again, Erik's army was mainly just to survive, just to buy time, was able to do so. Took a greater fight. 2 more Locusts into the main. They just keep going. As there's 4 Swarmers now. And INexorable, he has to commit. He's all in at this point. Barely an economy. 1 medevac goes down to the piles. Trying to force his way in. But the fungals are brutal. They lock down the army. 2nd fungal connects. And here comes the Ling Bane. GG gets called. And Erik, he shuts down an INexorable. And will take game number 1. Whew. GG. Let's go. GG, well played. Does take a lead in the series. And again, this is a build that I have not seen in over a year. Like I mentioned it before, the last time that we saw this build was back before the patch that that removed the upgrade that required you to research to get the infestor to allow for it to have actually energy to use. That was what, like 2024? No, 2020, maybe 2023. It's been a while. It's been a while since that patch. So yeah, great to see it back. Great to see it return. I remember Erik, he was theorizing that because you no longer need that upgrade, it does make the infestors a little bit more viable or easier to get into to support your army to survive the counterattack. So he was tempted, but he wasn't quite going for it just because it does require a lot more APM. I know he likes this build more than 2 base muta. Definitely, and yeah. It's been a while. GG. GG, well played. Erik does take a lead, and now we're getting into game number 2. Let's go. Let us go. You understand, Portuguese? Yo, calm down, papi, calm down. Mate, I know Spanish. The only Portuguese I know is when I notice words that are similar. That's all I know. Calm down, calm down. But obrigado, obrigado. As we're getting into our next game and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Frostline, we have the Brazilian Terran player, the blue Terran representing the Platinum Heroes down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back and force the ace match. It is INexorable. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Brazilian Zerg player, the red Zerg. Ooh, okay, going for an earlier pool timing. It is Erik for the CranKy Ducklings. I believe that was a 14 pool. No, extractor, 15. There was an extractor trick. So 15 pool there from Erik. Pull into hatchery. And I can't imagine he's going to go for the same build again here. Typically when you go for a 2-base swarm host, you do it once in a series, only once. Just because you don't want your opponent to, again, get a better handle on how to deal with it. Not something you want to rely upon. So for now, pull into hatchery. With this Erik, he can invest into earlier lings. He can go 2, 4, or 6. For now, 2 lings are on the way. And the goal here is to skirt around the map, is to get to the natural and to try and delay the expansion of INexorable. We'll see if he can, as he's investing into 4 lings. So 4 lings on the way. SV Scout from the Terran. With this SV Scout, he should be able to confirm the delayed expansion. As Erik is setting up for that second. Let's go! Second hatchery's on the way. So 15 pool into double hatch here. We'll get into it as the SV does confirm that the hatcheries are delayed and the pool is earlier. So he's aware of the timings. Back at home, he should stay with the Reaper. Bold move, he moves out. Reaper moves out, lings are moving in. Back at home, there is a Marine on the way, but against 4 lings, Erik, he can still delay the expansion. He can delay the CC. Reaper has arrived. Chasing down that Marine, delaying the CC. And back at him, there's that 1 Queen. Now, for those that are curious here, as the SCV goes down, for those that are curious, the way that you're able to afford this macro hatchery essentially is you're skipping queens. There's only one queen. You delay your second and your third queen, but because of the hatchery completing, it actually does make up for your missing inject. So mathematically, I believe the larva is the same. The downside, and likewise, this also acts as a creep tumor as well. This does give you a boost coming into the mid game. The downside of this kind of opener is your lack of queens. It does mean you're more vulnerable against early game aggression, but the CC is still delayed. Oh my god. These things are doing so much. Reaper finally comes back home. We'll clean up these lings, but at a cost. 1 SCV went down, 1 Marine, and a big delay in the expansion. Behind this, going for a third CC before starport, so economic follow-up here by INexorable, and it's going to be on Erik to defend against the Hellions. And again, when it comes to this hatchery, it's a couple of different things here. 1, it gives you the larva that you would have otherwise gotten from the eject. True, it allows you to spread creep faster towards your third base because it acts as a tumor. On top of that, SimCity as well, so you can try to wall this area off and try to be in position to deny a Hellion dive. Speaking of Hellions, they're moving out. Hellions are moving out, making their way towards the natural. Again, the downside is less queens. Less queens to defend. As the second queen just popped out. There's Eva Chamber, does wall up. But there's a KDA charge. Queen gets knocked out. Gets knocked out of position. Lindsay try to flood in. Boys are being pulled. And how many drone kills? How many drones will go down? He gets 2 so far. Just 2. Up. Oh, gets 3 towards the end. But 3 drones for 2 Hellions and a Reaper. Not the best trade. Not the best trade for INexorable. That was a 1-to-1 trade. Less than ideal. Erik behind this, not going to roaches, into a Baneling Nest instead, going into Lingbane. Bit of a misrally. Lingbane for Erik. Erik, he scouts the third CC. He also scouts the extra Raxes. Oh. It's a 3CC 311. Wait, what? This I'm not used to seeing here. This looks quite committed, actually. So basically, INexorable, he's delaying his starport. No starport here for INexorable, so delayed drop play, delayed medevacs as well, prioritization on stim, on bioproduction instead. And of course, 1-1 upgrades. So this means that Erik has map control. This means that Erik is going to be left alone. There's no drops to threaten him. INexorable's going to be building up, and this can lead into an ARAX. I would not be surprised if this leads into an ARAX 3 base all in. Starport now on the way. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on the Terran. Meanwhile, doubly red chamber here from Erik, going to 1-1 upgrades, embracing Ling Bane, droning up, saturating, getting his 4th. Here we go. Once again, as INexorable moves out, the 3rd CC is going to be delayed. Nice run by here by Erik. Remember, there's not too many Hellions, as we already have the add-on slot. Getting the reactor on the racks. Hellions, they do hit the natural though, sorry, they hit the 3rd. So if I'm getting 1 drone, getting 3 towards the end, not bad. 3 drones for 2 Hellions. It's an okay trade. It's okay. Skin reveals the Ling Bane. Again, Erik, he can be a very tricky player to play against, so you have to make sure you know what's going on. Remember, game 1 was 2 base swarm hosts. Like, no one else does this. So, it's important to keep tabs on Erik. Erik getting 2 SCVs. Behind this burrow on the way, infestation bit. I would imagine this is for Ling Bane. I was going to say Ling Bane into Ultras, but now we have tech, and we're working towards Hydras and potentially Lurker tech as well. So Erik getting to a more standard composition coming into the mid game. 4th base on the way. Is Cull the best South American player? Cham chasing him, maybe I'm missing someone. I would say that right now Cham is the best player in Latin America. I would say he's better than, I mean, he recently has been beating Special. I mean, Special's pretty retired at the moment. I would say he's better than Kellezer as well. Like, Cham is a lot more active and he's a lot more in form. Currently. I think if Kellezer was actively playing and actively practicing, I think I might rate him higher than Cham. I think it'd be close. Oh, nice target firing. Yeah, very nice target firing here out of INexorable. Does focus on the Banelings. Gets into the mineral line. So far doing well for himself. Can he get the base? Can he get the expansion? There's plenty of Ling Bane though. Will force to pick up. Ooh. The Banelings, they connect. Half the bio army goes down. At the same time, Ling Rumbai gets 2 SCVs. And the base survives. The expansion does survive. Catching out the Bardlings. INexorable moving out. And behind this, how many Raxes? 8. 8 Raxes, no gas at the 3rd base. It is going to be a 3 base all in. So 8 Rax, 3 base all in is what we assumed when we saw the initial opener out of INexorable. So it all makes sense. It's basically making 12 Marines at a time. We make 12 Marines at a time. Just pure Marine here for INexorable. And we'll see if he can break through. Other than Big Balo and massive connections. Shuts down the army, buying more time. Lings at the 3rd base, and INexorable's being pulled apart. No defenses back at home as he has been all in. Reinforcements, they will hold the tie. They will at least deflect. But it's denied the 3rd. Denied mining. And the longer this goes on, the better it is for Erik. Nice catch. Shaving off Lings. Hive is done. Vipers are on the way. Oh, that's the burrowed thing. Not like this. Forcing out a scan. 2-2 is finishing up. And again, it's 12. You're making 12 Marines at a time and tanks as well. No gases, no 4th CC. But Erik, he's building up. Going for a run by. Getting caught by reinforcements. And nice clean up here by INexorable. Shuts down the Ling Bane. But Vipers have been amassing. And they should have energy. Up. Even fighting over creep. Not bad. Catches out the fire. Locks them down. Massive connections. And even without the Vipers here, Erik, he takes the fight. He shuts down the army. The tanks, the fire. INexorable, he can barely keep this going. And back at home, here come the Vipers. The Vipers, more Hydras, Ling Bane. Adrenals on the way, Lurker Den as well. Again, as the game goes on, Erik is taking up even further, refining his army. And INexorable is not. It's all or nothing for the Blue Terran. INexorable's moving out. At the same time, leading Rabbi once again. There's nothing at home. There's nothing at home. Nothing at home to defend. And here come the blinding clouds of the YanXII even. Shuts down the tank. Going for the medevacs. Not the most efficient fight here from Erik, but he will break through nonetheless. GG gets called, and Erik, he will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played, Erik. He will take the series. Crazy game one. Here in game two, a little bit more standard. I mean, I say more standard. I should also emphasize that the opener that Erik went for here in game number two is something that he's been working on quite a lot. If you've been checking out the All Things Zerg Discord server, and I guess also the Reddit as well, Erik, he has been cooking with his builds, and he actually has been sharing it with the other European Zerg pros that have been having a game Reddit. They've been trying it themselves. It was a lot of fun seeing some of them try to emulate Erik and have some mixed results with it as well. Have some mixed success. Regardless, GG, well played. Whew. And I'll be honest, I'm not too fond of this opener in this matchup specifically. We've seen Serral really struggle with gasless openers or delayed gas openers and low queen count builds in ZVT. I think you can get away with it on large maps. I guess Frostline maybe applies to that, but on smaller maps it can be quite difficult. It can be quite difficult to get away with that sort of thing. Regardless, GG, well played. Whew. Erik, he will claim the series, and now we're getting ready for the grand finals. We go. Are there replays for this? Would love to get Erik's build orders. We do hand out replays to our subscribers. We have as you can imagine, we cast on a daily basis, so we have a lot of replays. We do give them out to our subscribers if you're interested in that sort of thing. Only if you're interested. Emotes as well, emotes. Otherwise, we're getting into the finals, man. Finals. Here we go. As it is going to be a best of 5 between Erik and, I believe, MasTeR. Un momento. Here we go. Okay, from the top, we have our updates coming in. We have our semifinals. The upper semis also concluding here. We have MasTeR. MasTeR takes down Kamikaze 2-0, advancing on to the grand finals, and Erik does the same. So far, a lot of 2-0s, very few ace matches here so far in the bracket. I'm hoping for a back and forth coming into the grand finals, but we'll see. We shall see. Of course, this is going to be a rematch. Yesterday, we were live with Amantis. We were live with Amantis in StarCraft, and both MasTeR and Erik, they faced off in the grand finals as well. They faced off in a best of 7, went all the way to game 5, if I recall correctly. Erik did claim it. Erik did get the win in the end over MasTeR, but it was a back and forth. There was definitely some blows taken from both players, and now we have another rematch. And this is kind of what we expect. MasTeR, he is the best Protoss player in Latin America. Erik, he is the best Zerg player in Brazil. I say in Brazil because I do rate Cham higher than Erik when it comes to Latin America as a whole, but they're top 2. They're top 2 Zerg players in Latin America. So these two, they face off very often. You know, long gone are the days of Paco Mike and Shakti as well. You know, shout out Paquito. Paco Mike, he does drop by the chat every now and then. Do appreciate it. But nowadays, MasTeR, he has claimed kind of that throne of best Protoss in Latin America, and has been looking quite strong, looking quite dominant. But Erik is at times his kryptonite. A lot of it is though because of Erik's unique playstyle. You know, you might be good at PvZ, but are you good with PvE? PV Erik? That's the question. He's an animal. Absolute animal. Let's go. As we're getting ready here for the final series. We are gearing up. We are getting ready. And here we go. Game 1 is going to be on Ultra Love. Yeah, build order. There we go, spawning in the top right-hand corner. In the top right-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the Brazilian Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Team Hellfire. It is MasTeR. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Zerg player from the land of Brazil as well, representing the CranKy Ducklings. What does he stand for? He stands for Endurance, Righteousness, Intellect, and Kangaroo. It is Erik. Let's go. Both Portuguese and Spanish carry the Latino souls. Like, if gringo is a word in your dictionary, then we are brothers in arms, hermano. Ah, fair enough, fair enough. I totally forgot about Stormgate. A lot of people have. It's yeah, it's a very rough release. Oh my god, as Erik, he does move out across map, going pool first. It's going to be a pool first opener into a hatch block in the natural. Let's go. Now, typically, I would say a hatch block is more designed to be an economic start, as it delays the natural base of your opponent. Of course, it delays the nexus. It allows you to get your own base up and running. But Erik, with the pool first, allows him to be more aggressive. We have 6 Lings on the way. They're going to be moving out, going to be applying pressure here, and we do see that MasTeR fully walls off. He did scout here to get eyes on, actually did not quite see the spawning pool, but he does confirm there's no expansion. There is no natural. So that is a tell. Does fully wall off, chroning out that first Zealot. Does get eyes on the Lings, and will not delay the expansion any longer. Oh, the spray! Throws down a spray. 6 Lings move out, and their goal here is to nibble away at the wall. Erik, he does often like to allow this expansion to finish and try to make Lings on the other side and make queens to try to spread creep and buy more time. We'll see what Erik can get done. Oh! He's a threat and a dive. Where's the Erik copy pasta? Hold on. We'll get there as the hatchery does complete. And again, from here, you can make a queen. You can try to spread creep. There it is. Queen is on the way. But the Lings back off. Lings do back off. Oh, this queen is going to be ambitious. We'll see if we can let it finish. We'll see if we can actually get it to finish. Yeah, so 2 Zealots with ups the hatchery. It's going to go down. So Erik is going to be cleaned up. And back at home is expanding. Once again, setting up his second hatchery here as a part of the wall. Broodlings, they go for the pylon. Pylon should survive. Doesn't take any hull damage. And eventually MasTeR can now expand. But again, it's going to be a very delayed expansion as MasTeR, he has to wait for the creep to recede. Creep is slowly receding. Soon can get the nexus. Meanwhile, MasTeR going for the counterattack. 2 Zealots and 2 Adepts. Back at home, what does Erik have to defend? He has soon to be 3 queens, as the 3rd queen is still in production. Lings are amassing. Again, this faster hatchery means less queens to defend, as queen production was delayed, which is concerning. MasTeR heads towards the mineral line. Erik, he pulls away. Does pull away in time. Ooh, that's going to be a kill, not a cancel on the Spore Crawler. Last snipe of the Spore, trading against the Lings. If you're going to surround one, Zelda's going to fall. Oh, the Adept barely does shade away. Yeah, barely escapes. Whew. And again, there's no Ling speed. Delayed gases, no Ling speed. So Erik cannot chase him down. The Lings are stuck at home, and MasTeR escapes. Behind this is going to be a Stargate opener. Oracle moves out. There is a Spore in the main, but none of the natural. And no Spore in the natural. Drone's going to be going down. Oh, he gets barely 1, 2, up to 3. 3 drones do 4. Adepts, they shade into the main. Getting 1 more drone. 4 in total. Not bad. 4 drones for 2 Adepts. Oracle did take a lot of hull damage though. Has to pull away. And from here we can calm things down. We can establish ourselves. MasTeR double expanding, getting his 3rd, trying to catch up. And the Oracles, they stay at home to defend. Okay, we can take a breath. We can take a breath. Again, it's going to be a bit of an awkward start just because MasTeR's economy is delayed. Likewise, so is Erik's. So a bit of an awkward start. Because of the openers. Erik's just now getting his own third base. On par with the third of MasTeR. MasTeR going for the Twilight Council. Now, because of the openers, because of the timings, it's a little bit hard to read here. Okay, Twilight Council into Forge should be +1 in Blink. This could be +1 in Charge. But no Glaives, no Glaive Adepts. As there is that Forge. Oracle going to be forced back. Erik droning, getting into Ling Bane. Tells us that Erik should be skipping Roaches. So it's Ling Bane here from Erik. Gateway Explosion from MasTeR. We're waiting for that upgrade. Waiting for that tech of choice. Well, as your Oracle is going to be intercepted. Takes a lot of hits. A lot of damage. Will get away. Just barely. Does escape. Getting 2 drone kills. Back at home, we have the upgrade. It is going to be Blink, and +1. Meanwhile, Erik is going into Ling Bane Hydra. So we're gearing up towards the mid game. That is quite a gateway explosion, though. That's going to be a 5-gate setup in the main, and 2 at the natural, 7 gates in total. And we might see a 3... Okay, never mind. I was going to say we might see a 3-base all in, but gases are being taken. This is usually indicative of further tech, whether it's Storm, whether it's Colossus. Typically, but at the same time, the economy is delayed because of the initial opener, so MasTeR might just be trying to catch up. Shield Battery's not done. Lings, they catch one of the Stalkers. Yeah, Stalker goes down, getting 1, getting up to 3. Brutal pickoffs here. 3 Stalkers do fall. Oracles race back home. And there it is. As we mentioned, typically if you take these gases, we're going for a Robo and a Temple Archives. Again, working towards Storm, working towards a longer game state. This tells us that MasTeR most likely is going to take a 4th base. He's going to expand, or at least try to. So MasTeR is not being overly aggressive. Erik ready for the bailing run by, hoping to distract the Stalkers first. We'll see if he can. Stalkers are dragged out of position. Stalkers are pulled away. Erik is moving in. Not quite yet, though. Waiting for a better moment. Storm is being researched. I believe that is the 2nd Robo. First. First Robo still on the way. MasTeR is going to be pushing. And as he moves out, here come those Veilings. Veiling speed is done. MasTeR does pull away in time. Whew. Saves the workers. Leads out 2 probes. At the same time pushing in. Takes down a Queen. But the Hydras have arrived. Stasis goes off. Very nicely done. Takes out most of the Lings. Hatchery's under fire. Can Erik hold on? Oh. Catching one of the Stalkers. Knocking down the tower. Up. There we go. Oh no! He gets caught out. Does blink in time. Whew, that was close. Does blink away. Thankfully. Saves the Stalkers. And Erik, he confirms there is a 4th. 4th base is on the way. From here, Erik is saturating his bases. He's going to be able to max out or mass up with his Ling Hydra. Getting ready for more run-bys. Spire is done. Going into Mutas behind this. A bold move. Okay, he's not slowing down. Ling Hydra towards the natural, Bailings towards the 3rd, and Lings towards the 4th. As Lings, they do flood in. Yeah, the wall's not a wall. Sentry that gets surrounded. No force field either. Lings busting into the main. This is all just buying time for the Mutas. Bailings are shut down. But Lings are getting damage done. The probes will come back too soon. 4 probe kills. And again, this is all just distracting MasTeR. It's just keeping him busy, keeping him back at home. And here come the Mutas. The Mutas have arrived. Now, the scary thing about what Erik's doing here is that MasTeR does have a lot of anti-air. He has little Stalkers, he has Storm, no Archons yet. What's important though, no stack defense. You can see here, no cannons or shield batteries in the natural or in the main. Oh no! Oh my god. 8 probes going down. Erik, he morphed them into the main. Did morph them in. Musa hit the natural, and GG gets called. MasTeR caught with his pants down, and Erik, he will take game number 1. Whew, GG. Erik just pulling MasTeR apart left and right. And again, MasTeR caught off guard, probes are going down. You could argue that MasTeR could have tried to go for like a counter all in, but his spirit was broken. GG. GG, Erik does take a lead. And now we're getting into game number 2. Whew, oh boy. Game 2 going to be a much larger map this time. We're going to be loading into Amygdala. And again, just really chaotic play there out of Erik. Remember, it all started with a proxy hatch as well. I should say with a hatch block. Hatch block at the natural. MasTeR was trying to recover. Last was unable to. And now we're extending our series, I should say, getting into game 2 and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Amygdala. We have the Brazilian Zerg player, the blue Zerg for the CranKy Ducklings. It is Erik. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player representing Team Hellfire. It is MasTeR. Go. I just woke up in the middle of the night to an Erik match being hosted. How like it woke you up. There was something inside you, Pappy. You're like, oh, Erik is playing. I need to wake up. Let's go. And she's always doing the code for Giants lights. Always, 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 Pappy, always. Even if Erik wasn't playing, we're there for Code for Giants Cup. We're there for it. But now, hatch first. Hatch first out of Erik. Welcome one and all to Amygdala, a much larger map of the map pool. Much larger map. So we could see Erik once again go for the earlier second hatchery here on the low ground. I wouldn't be opposed to it. But now, hatch into pool. And we'll see if Erik takes a gas geyser or another hatchery. Was it Erik that came up with the 14 hatch opener a couple of months ago? He came up with the 15 hatch opener a couple of years ago. But maybe the 14 hatch opener more recently as well. Yeah, yeah. But yes, yes. And there it is. There is that hatchery on the low ground. And again, this is a new build that Erik has been refining over the past month. Ever since New Year's, basically. I want to say ever since New Year's, maybe like end of December. But this is to have a boosted economy coming into the mid game. Basically, the theory behind this is you are going to be skipping your second queen and your third queen as well. But what you're going to be lacking with missing that inject, you make up for when it comes to hatchery itself. Likewise, it gives you more larva coming into the mid game. Because you have more larva, it does make it easier to defend in the mid game as well when it comes to amassing up your Ling Roach, when it comes to getting to Muta play as well. It does just give you more larva in the long run. The downside is that you are going to be lacking queens, of course, which means that your early game defense is going to be more difficult against oracles, against early adept aggression as well. So this can be abused. I would call this a really greedy build, essentially. Just a bit of a greedier build, a greedier opener. And this is also why I'm not too fond of this build in ZVT. We have seen a lot of Terran players abuse this by breaking through this mineral line, going 1-1-1 with like 6 or 8 Hellions, and then you can just pop off. You just roast up the mineral line. So I would say this is riskier against Terran, but more viable against Protoss. Is more viable. As if it's poking in. Again, delayed link speed as well. So Erik is trying to keep up. Here we go. So Erik is going to be doubling or getting his third. Link speed is on the way. Doesn't pull out of gas. And we'll see how Erik sets up. Spores are on the way. Getting ready for the oracles. Again, Erik is only working with 2 queens at the moment. Third queen just now has begun. Oracles are on the way. And the spores are going to be that much more important here. It does also help that, of course, the spores were buffed in the latest patch, where they do more damage. So they can punish oracles a lot harder. That actually might be one of the reasons why this build is more viable. Oh! As now the spore is more effective. I'm actually curious if that's the case, actually. I might ask Erik about it later. I'd ask him. As the lair is on the way. It's going to be a 4:30 lair timing. So plus lair. Roachhorn gets thrown down, and MasTeR is getting into a standard follow-up here. Third base is on the way. Forge +1. This once again looks like +1 in Blink. But at least this time, MasTeR, his build has been quite comfortable. This time, there was no crazy hatch block. There's been no Ling aggression either, no Ling run-bys. We spoke about it earlier. I mean, this is one of the larger maps in the map pool, so it's more difficult to be active early on. So MasTeR is also being left alone, and he's able to get into his own build. But so far, no major economic damage. Oracles are poking in, but the queens and spores are, for the most part, keeping up. Keeping up. Gas is on the way. Erik now working towards the Hydrogen. Looks like the Roachhorn was just for safety. Likewise, he's also working with his SimCity here, so we can wall off here if it was Glaive Adepts. But should not be fixated on Ling Hydra. There we go. And again, he has extra lava to work with. So we have 20 Lings on the way, knocking down the rocks, getting up 4th base as well. He's being left alone. Ooh, and once again, Spire play. Like, specifically, Erik, when I was asking him about this build, he did mention that, like, this does, like, help when it comes to Muta. But, big revelation, and does scout the Spire. MasTeR knows. Okay. He knows he is aware. This time he won't be caught off guard. Phoenix is already in production. And Mutas will not end the game. Not this time. Phoenixes are on the way. From here we can get into stack defense, cannons, shield batteries. Now what's important is that Erik knows he got scouted. He knows that MasTeR knows what's going on. So now would be the time to let the Spire finish, but just hard switch to Mass Ling Hydra into Lurker. Infestation bits on the way. That's going to be for the Hive Tech. And there's another revelation. And I'm curious to see if Erik makes any mutas at all. I think it's worth letting finish just because of the revelation. Like, if you cancel, then MasTeR won't overreact. But there it is. Cannons are now on the way. Shield batteries. He's getting ready for the mutas. The Spire is kind of forcing an investment into muta defense. And more shield batteries. And there's the Lurker Den. So again, no mutas so far. Just going into Ling Hydra Lurker. Now, thankfully, MasTeR didn't throw down like a second Stargate and go Mass Phoenix and go for like a Fleet Beacon into Anion Pulse Crystals. Like, this hasn't been too strong of a reaction. It's been a reaction, don't get me wrong. Like, we're still making more Phoenixes, and we did invest into all this stack defense. Well, the Hydras, oh, they catch up the Oracles. Massive catch. Massive pickup. More stack defense on the way. Like, this is still a pretty big investment, though. Sure, he didn't make a second Stargate, but still a lot of resources spent for something that isn't coming. Now Erik's moving out. Set up here outside of the natural. Drones are going to be punished. Nicely done making use of the Phoenixes. Getting 2-3 drone kills. Very nicely done. Again, getting some value here out of these Phoenixes. Otherwise, it would have been a waste. 8 Lurkers on the way. Erik is building up. as we get into this, a big shout to Cyan in the chat. Ga, papi ga. Este Cyan. Obrigado. Fala galera. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great, I'm assuming, ladder session, maybe cast as well. For those who do not know, Cyan or Cian is a Portuguese caster. Does cast in Brazilian. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Do appreciate it. Obrigado. As we do see MasTeR trying to transition into Sky Toss, Fleet Beacon, 2 more Stargates. Should be for carriers for Tempest, but the Lunkers, they have arrived. Oof. And he cannot push into this. Yeah, not into 10 Lurkers. Lurkers are set. I'd love to see double Stargate Phoenix. Actually, I would say Phoenix play really struggles against Hydra Lurker because, again, it's not pure Lurker, it's Hydra Lurker Viper typically, and Phoenixes, it's a big investment to try to head into that to deal with Lurkers, and usually it doesn't really work out well. Mothership's on the way. Revelation here on the main army. Oof. Oh my god, has MasTeR come down? Does 1 to 2 close hits to the Lurkers, takes a lot of hits, takes a lot of damage. Tempest production has begun, and that's going to be ideal, but again, he needs more time for the Tempest. Needs a lot more time. Behind this, Greater Spiral on the way. Erik taking up even further. We see a split push out of MasTeR, moving in. Knocks down the Spine Crawlers. Hydra diving in. Erik, he will keep up. Lunges forward, shuts down the army. And how many Tempest? So far, getting up to 2 Tempest. They can hold the line. At the same time, Erik pushing on the right-hand side. Rushes past the storm. I mean, all this attack defense, it is helping out here. Cannon, shield batteries. Lanes are running out. Decent storm, but here comes the Nidus Worm. Yeah, Erik is going to reinforce. We have a Nidus to go from one base to the other. Just teleport across the map with all these Lurkers. He's going for it. Nidus does finish. Does jump in. And he jumps out. He forced the recall. Okay, there's offensive recall. MasTeR is keeping up. And Erik, he pulls out. Erik has to get the hell out of here. He cannot fight this head on. But Erik, he rotates over towards the top side instead. There's Tempest waiting. Storms aren't ready. High Templar, they need more energy. Fungals will slow this down. Not bad. Oof. The Chain Fungals even taking down both High Templar. 3 High Templar going down. Corruptors, they come in for the Tempest. Decent pickoffs. Getting 2 Tempest. Pulling back to the Lurkers. Mineral line is exposed. Laying around by here towards the natural. Erik's trying to pull MasTeR apart. He's trading well. And GG gets caught. 20 probes going down MasTeR. He plummets in supply. And he cannot defend that natural base either. Erik, he will take a 2-0 lead. Whew. GG. Erik does take a lead. Ooh, again, it was risky to try to go for the Spire play, to try to go for the Mutas. Again, he did not invest at all into that Spire, just double down on Ling Hydra Lurker. We saw that MasTeR, he was able to keep up somewhat, but he needed more time to build up more Tempest, to build up a more threatening Skytoss army. He was being pulled apart. Really nice Nidus play out of Erik, bouncing from base to base. Even though initially MasTeR was keeping up, we also had the rotation back towards the top side as well. And that's where he lost everything. He lost, what was it, like 3-4 High Templar. He lost 20 plus workers. Lings were flooding into the natural. Just could not keep up. GG. GG, well played. And that leads us here into game number 3. And the pressure is on. The pressure is on MasTeR. He has to fight back here and now to make a series out of this. Otherwise, it'll be the final game of the series. Let's go. Let us go. As we're jumping into game number 3. Hold on, where's the copy pasta? Hold on. Here we go. We're getting this this morning in the top left-hand corner of King's Cove. We have the Brazilian Protoss player. We have the Brazilian Protoss, the Blue Protoss, representing Team Hellfire. Down in the series, you have to fight back here and now to make a series out of this. It is MasTeR. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Brazilian Zerg player. The red Zerg, what does he stand for? He stands for endurance, righteousness, intellect, and kangaroo. It is Erik for the CranKy Ducklings. I was looking for I can't find it. I can't. Smurge, pappy, smurge. Hold on. We have so many copy passes in our Discord. Where is it? Oh, there it is. There it is. Beautiful. What does Erik mean? Beautiful. But here we go. For now, we are going for our hatch pool opener once again. As we load into a much larger map here, like King's Cove, I do feel like this build is more viable. There it is, going for the hatchery once again. This is Erik's go-to in ZVP. Against Terran, he does mix it in every now and then. Against Protoss, almost every game. Almost every game is setting up that hatchery on the low ground. So once again, we have a 2-hatch opener here out of Erik. Let's go. Likewise, MasTeR. Again, encountering this, not for the first time. Erik did go for this variation as well during Amantes. Hey guys, I come back to StarCraft recently, and just a coincidence, so like super high level players tend to play more as Zergs or Terran than TOS. I feel like I've been watching a lot of ZVT, or even TVT more than any TOS game. I would say maybe you've been selecting which matches you're watching. Typically, Protoss are very much so overrepresented in online tournaments. When you see online tournament brackets, whether it's tournaments like Elima League, the WarDTV Monday, Pegasaur Monday as well, Sparkling Tuna Cup, Tenacious Troll Tussle, when it comes to these online, even the Monday nights, Monday night weeklies as well. Typically, it's like 80% Protoss, and it's a lot of PvP. Depending on who you watch, a lot of the YouTubers select and they avoid PvPs. So if you're not watching tournaments live, then you might miss that. As they typically, like, players like Pig or Loco or Winter, the YouTube casters, like, they kind of like pick and choose which matches, instead of like going through the whole tournament. So that could be a part of it. Otherwise, PvPs are very common. They're very they're very common. Yeah. Everyone plays TOS. To the point where nowadays, even a lot of players that want to avoid mirror matchups, 2-base all in, by the way. A lot of players that want to avoid mirror matchups are off-racing as Protoss as well. So there's a lot of Protoss out there. But again, I guess it depends like what content you consume. So now it is going to be a Twilight Council opener into a 2-base all-in. We have a massive gateway explosion. We have 5 gates on the way. 1 gate's already done. It's going to be a 6-gate 2-base all-in. The Overlord, for the most part, confirms. Checking the vision here of Erik. He does get eyes on the Twilight Council, sees the gateways, sees most of the gateways even. 2 gateways are kept hidden, but still has seen most of what he needs to, and he should be going for the Roach Warren. There we go. Roach Warren's on the way. Gases are being taken, and he needs to rely on Roaches here. If you otherwise skip, if you miss the scout, if you skip on Roach production and go Ling into Bane or Ling into Hydra, then this is going to be a tough defense, but Erik should be taking this seriously, should not overdrone. Shouldn't. Fair enough. Yeah. I think Loco even came out and did say that recently, and then I think he like made a video like addressing like the Protoss issue, because there's like a lot of PvP a lot in these open cups. And how, like, again, if you, depending on who you're watching, like, they kind of, like, cherry pick what they show to their audience. So, not really reflective of, like, what's actually happening in online tournaments. But here we go. The all-in has arrived. MasTeR making his way across the map. Pushing towards the third. And so far, Erik, he does cut workers at 41. That is less than 2 base saturation. So far, taking this very seriously. Barely drones. Massing on more roaches. 24 links in production. Does dive in. Does commit. Forces the blink. The Prism does pull away. Thankfully. Doesn't get piled. But the links, they come in for the surround. He collapses on the main army. Cashing out at least 2 stalkers. And it will just keep chasing. Again, when it comes to these 2 base all-ins, a little bit comes down to the surprise factor. It comes down to the lack of scouting. But Erik, he saw everything he needed to. He did see everything, take this very seriously. Massing up more lings. Behind this, Erik, he now starts droning, feeling confident. And MasTeR's being shut down. Being completely shut down at this point. There's the recall. Leading out 3 more stalkers. MasTeR, he pulls back home. Does pull back. Does dodge more to the past, but no shield batteries again. No shield batteries, no cannons, no nothing here backing him to defend. As he was all in, he wasn't ready to make this defense happen. And Erik, he's snowballing out of control. He breaks the natural, depowers some of the gateways. Again, the Morphos and Micro, the blink control is good, but from here, Erik can drone. He doesn't have to commit. We'll beat out the Ravagers. MasTeR holds. Does hold, does chase the Ravagers. Behind this, Erik getting up to 3 base saturation. Still making more links and roaches, though. And we did speak on this. We did speak about how King's Cove is one of the largest maps in the map pool. Rush distance by ground is very long. Takes a long time to reinforce. Erik will bleed out more links. More links going down. And here we go, and here comes MasTeR again. He's still all in, by the way. He's still not expanding. 2 more gates! 2 more gates on the way. There's no third. There is no economy. It's all or nothing for MasTeR. I mean, you can't really transition out of this at this point. Like, you have to commit. Once again, getting called out. We have 24 more links on the way. Yeah, 24 more links. With that, chasing this down. Blink is on cooldown, catching out more stalkers. And Erik, he's just overwhelming this. He's just overwhelming the army. It's a crazy dynamic where MasTER's meant to be the one all in, but he's just being chased down. He just has no momentum. Not anymore. Not like this. It's also why 2 base all-ins aren't very common either. It's difficult to pull off. Very difficult. Erik pulling away. Preserving those Ravagers. Still massing up more lings. Again, the extra hatchery helping so much here. When it comes to that extra larva. MasTER pulling back in. Erik checking for the third. Still no expansion. Still no base. As MasTER tries to escape Blings, they flood in. No, they bust into the natural as well. The wall gets broken. Probes are falling. And GG gets called. MasTER, he runs out of steam. And Erik, he will take the series 3-0 as he he stays in to kill the Warp Prism. GG. And Erik will claim it and will be this week's Code for Giants Cup champion. GG. GG, well played, Erik. He will take it, will claim the win. Shout out to MasTER, by the way. Again, this is a rematch. MasTER and Erik, they faced off yesterday in the Amantes de StarCraft as well, and MasTER had a stronger showing there, but Erik, he was letting me know that since Amantes, he has been a lot more confident in this kind of opener, in his play, and has been able to refine his build as well. GG. GG, well played. I see someone asking in the chat, Erik's been doing that macro hatch all games. Do they help that much? Just to quickly reiterate, and I'm sure you're getting responses in the chat as well, this is a new build that Erik has been working on, and a lot of the other European Zergs have been taking note of as well. They've been trying it. Basically, it is greedy. It's a very greedy build, and it can be punished. The downside, of course, is that you are weaker in the early game just because of your lower queen counts, so you're more vulnerable when it comes to dedicated oracle harass and adept harass. I'm referring to like double, triple oracle, like 5 adept harass in the early game can actually do a lot of damage, and if they're able to, then you fall behind, right? If they cripple your economy, if they do enough economic damage, then it can be a rough start for the Zerg. If that doesn't happen though, then it's actually a better opener than your standard 15-15, than your standard like hatch gas pool. This is a better opener as you're able to get into more larva, you're able to just have more larva available to you coming into the mid game, and does make this kind of defense easier as well when it comes to mid game aggression. So yeah, it's been interesting seeing kind of like the Zerg community kind of like theory craft and refine this build. Again, from my understanding, a lot of it has been happening in the All Things Zerg Discord. For those who are curious, I think each Reddit has their own Discord server, like All Things Zerg, All Things Protoss, and All Things Terran. And they've been, Eric's been showing it off to them. So it has been cool to see. Has been cool to see. And GG, well played, Eric. He will claim the win. Whew, we'll take down MasTeR. Congratulations. And again, great to see a lot of Erik builds here tonight, whether it comes to his opener here against Protoss, or especially, I feel like the highlight of the broadcast might have even been Erik versus INexorable with the two-base swarm host, which I haven't seen in years, by the way. I want to say last time Erik did that was in 2023, so it's been a long time since we've seen two-base swarm host, and it was great to see it again. Great to see it once again. Beautiful, beautiful. Dark is also following them. Dark does it in a different way, to be fair. Dark, he doesn't forfeit like queen production for that. But yes. Just catching up. Otherwise, GG, well played. Ooh, and with that, we have our champion. We have our champion this week, and again, we're going to be coming back next week as well with the next code for Giants Cup. For those that are curious, this is a bi-weekly tournament for the Brazilian scene, for the Brazilian community, so expect these players to return. There are some others that we're missing here today, so we're missing Dominoco, that is Sleepy. There's a Zerg player called Sleepy from Brazil. Likewise, are we missing any other notables here? Allison, we're missing Allison, who is a Brazilian Protoss player as well. But those are the two that directly come to mind. Again, Kelzer is typically more inactive. Kelzer doesn't really play in these tournaments. But shout out to Cosmos for hosting these events, and he typically hosts a monthly finals as well. And I mentioned before that Cosmos currently is crowdfunding to help support and to help actually make an offline event happen in, I believe, Sao Paulo. I think he's trying to get funds. They've already found a venue for the offline event, and I believe they're trying to secure funds to actually fly players and to pay for travel. As you can imagine, Brazil is actually a pretty large country. It's pretty huge. It's a pretty large country, and the player base in Brazil is very spread out, and it's quite a trek to actually travel, especially from one end of the country to the other. So I do know that Cosmos is trying to create an initiative to actually facilitate for that and to actually help players pay for that travel and actually go to the event. I don't think there's anything secure, like anything set in stone yet, but it is something that Cosmos is working on. So exciting stuff when it comes to Brazilian StarCraft in 2025. Definitely a lot to look forward to. I think tentatively, like, the event is like scheduled for like August or like halfway through the year, around then. And more details to come. Just double checking. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. We do appreciate it. And we'll be back later tonight with some more StarCraft. Again, when it comes to our schedule, as always, we are very busy here on the CranKy Ducklings. As always, Poppy, as always, we cast more than any other channel out there, more than Wardy, more than Steadfast, more than anyone else, as we are live at least twice a day, every single day. We're consistent when it comes to our schedule, when it comes to our casting. As you can see, when it comes to our schedule, we just wrapped up with Code for Giants Cup. We're going to be live later on tonight at 6 p.m. KST with MasTeR Swan Open. If you're curious, what is MasTeR Swan Open? That is a monthly tournament that we run run here on the CranKy Ducklings, it is an amateur event for players 4.7k and below. So it's more for, of course, bronze, diamond, masters coming into Masters 3, essentially. Like there's a cutoff period like between Masters 3 and Master 2. 4.7k MMR and below. So if you're curious, if you are within that range, or if you want to tune in, that is going to be later on tonight. That is going to be in 6 hours time. And even further in the evening, we have SEL. If you're curious, what is SEL? That is StarCraft Evolution League. That is a mod. That is not straight SC2. That is StarCraft Evolution. That is a mod that blends together Brood War and SC2 and faces them off against each other. This is the first StarCraft Evolution League of the year. We did actually cast the championship finals in December. That was, of course, last month. That was technically in 2024, of course, so quite some time ago. And then they went on a break, they went on hiatus, and now StarCraft Evolution is back as a monthly tournament as well. We have heard that there are some issues when it comes to the NA region and the NA server. I'm referring to, there's like a lobby bug happening at the moment, which is stopping players from hosting lobbies. If the issue persists, I believe SEL is going to be postponed and is going to be rescheduled. But for now, tentatively, it is going to be at 11 p.m. KST, so much later on in the evening, in like 11 hours. In 11 hours time is going to be StarCraft Evolution, and of course on Sunday we have Sparkling Tunic Cup as well. But regularly here on the CranKy Ducklings we cast, you know, the Water TV Monday, we cast Korean StarCraft League, Alima League, Pegasaur Monday, Firegrow Cup. Plenty of content, plenty of casting here on the CranKy Ducklings. If you want to tune in to one of these events, and if you can't watch live, then check out the VODs on YouTube. !socials in the chat, and you can follow us. We post whenever we go live on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Discord. We're on TikTok, we're on Blue Sky, we're on Mastodon, all things CranKy Ducklings. And again, we upload to YouTube on a daily basis. A lot of content, a lot of VODs on YouTube if you're interested. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Big shout out to all the raids. Yo, we got so many raids today. We got Pig, we got Cyan, we had Ryu as well. So a lot of raids. Thank you so much. I'm sure a lot of people tuning in for the first time. Hope you'll enjoy yourselves. And again, we cast StarCraft typically twice a day, every single day. January was just so busy for us. January was so busy. As we had Masters Coliseum, we had Lil League Cup as well. There were a lot of online major events happening in January and in December as well. So we were just insanely busy. Coming into February, I believe our schedule is going to be a little bit leaner, which I look forward to. I look forward to having a day off. Like we've been casting like non-stop twice a day, every day since we had we had 2 days off in December. That was Christmas Day and Christmas Eve. Those were our 2 days off in December, and we had 1 day off in January because I got sick. After, I think it was after Masters Coliseum, like my throat was just blown out, and I took like a Monday off. But we made up for that. And yeah, with that, plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft is on the horizon here. Likewise, when it comes to February, there's a lot to look forward to. We are going to be adminning the Uthermal 2v2 tournament, as always. So Uthermal, he's going to be hosting another 2v2 tournament, I believe, halfway through February. We have the Alima League finals, the winter finals, that's also going to be in February. We have the return of the Kung Fu Cup Warcraft 3 Evolution League and OC Championship. True, the OC Championship is also in February. So there's a lot going on, but there's going to be days in February where we have like maybe one cast a day sort of thing, like one cast a day, and then maybe like a day off here and there. So I look forward to it. I miss streaming. I used to stream on a more regular basis on my own personal channel, like ladder streams or other games like StarCraft or Final Fantasy. But because of our casting schedule, I just haven't had any time. Like right after this, I'm going to go like edit VODs. I'm going to go schedule like some social media posts, and then go to sleep, and then wake up for some more StarCraft, because it doesn't end, papi. Yeah, it's all there. Just catching up. But yes, I agree, Shu. Eric's mad catch is different. Can you repeat when you stream the StarCraft? Oh, it's there. It's all there. Hello, Fizz Serpent. Nice to work with the cast. We do our best. Also, oh, my apologies. Shout to Squirrel Fund. It was during the break, but you did resubscribe. Thank you. I did notice. Thank you so much for resubscribing, Squirrel Fund. Do appreciate it. Sorry for not giving you a shout out earlier. Do apologize. For 9 months. That's for 9 months in a row. Thank you. Hello, CranKy. Oh, we just wrapped up. We just finished for the morning. So with that, we're going to be heading off. We're going to be heading off for the morning. Again, we're going to be back in 6 hours time with our next cast with MasTeR Open, or we're going to be back in 11 hours time with StarCraft Evolution League. So plenty of content to come. Otherwise, stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. Who is live at the moment? Who is live? Who can we send everyone over to? Let's go, as we always raid a channel at the end of our stream. Sal is playing Zelda. If only he was laddering. We usually try to raid someone who's playing StarCraft. Yo, Magic Up Masters Cup is going on. Okay. That's gonna be my first pick. What else do we have? Trish is streaming, Ruff is streaming. Cosmic Conscious. Falcon Paladin, let's go. We'll give some love to Captain Canuck. For those that are curious, the person that we're about to raid, he's actually casting and hosting something very similar to MasTeR Open. Actually, it's the same, just a different time slot. It's a little bit more NA, a little bit more American friendly, but it's also, I believe, not 4.7k MMR. I think it's 4.9. So 4.9k MMR tournament for amateur players. So do check him out. Do give him some support. Do give him some love. We'll see you guys next time, though. We're going to head off. We'll see you guys next time, whether it's later on tonight or tomorrow, whenever we see you. Again, plenty of content on the channel. We'll find you at some point, I'm sure. See you next time. Until then, hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. See you next time. Hasta luego.